All right, there we go. So let's get this one kicked off. What I wanted to get this one out the way, uh, very easily, very easily because I always, if I knew I was a catalyst for so many things, I probably still do what I do. I probably still do what I do. All right, so let's talk about this. So everybody already understands about the trailerhood, Kaduffle, and these conversations and stuff. All right, everybody understand about that. And it seems like we got a lot of Monday night quarterbacking. We got a lot of commentary and stuff going on. Everybody has something to say, or they everybody just knew, everybody just knew these things. I feel like I'm getting that from a lot. If I knew black people were so clairvoyant, I never knew all these people said, "Well, I knew I could just spot him a mile away." So you knew this, so you knew that. All these black people knew this stuff. All these black people know about these racists online, or these sex offenders, or these people that want to harm people, or these X, Y, Z, these people that say things, or race being, and somehow, at this black crooked audio knew. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, everybody knows this. Everybody sees the plays. Everybody sees the sounds. All that good shit. But then the question I was like, where was y'all email? Where was y'all emails at? Where was y'all notifications? Where was y'all expose of calling these things out? Where were y'all at on jumping on panels? What up, James? It seems like whenever the black man or a certain individual does something, everybody got something to fucking say. Shout out to Sir Obadiah. I remember I came over to his panel and said, "Hey, bro, I got some things in this space I got to call out." You remember that, Sir Obadiah? Wasn't coy about it. Shout out to the brothers on the panel. There's a handle what you got to handle, BMT. I remember I talked to other people. It wasn't like I didn't need permission. I just told people, hey, what I got to do, I'm going to go do. Now, granted, none of these people were calling out any of these people. None of these people were running the intellectual fade with these people. None of these people were saying, hey, why don't you come to my panel and you tell me why you did what you did, or stuff like that. Y'all got to show me these streams. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why I say fuck y'all cookout. Fuck it. Y'all want to get in touch with me? Y'all could put a comment in there and BT hit me up. My email's always in most majority of my descriptions. But I know that a lot of people have stuff to say about what I do or what I got going on or the commentary shows I got. I'll be like, where y'all at? Show me y'all videos of y'all going out there putting in the grassroots work. Where y'all at talking with the audience or talking with different other collective groups about what's going on holistically in at the cookout? Hey man, we ain't got this and we ain't got that. but we're doing this and that. Do I run the fade and say shit to y'all when y'all talk about level up, divest, fuck these dusties, fuck these strands? Do I run on and run commentary on what y'all should be doing? But it seems like a lot of people got a lot to say about what I do. Now, let's get this simple. I brought Old Yeller in, and I was the one who put Old Yeller down. What I did yesterday wasn't a fucking apology video. So let's get that straight out the way. If people had read my email, I was like, hey, yeah, I brought him into the space. I'm taking accountability. It was actually an accountability, first of all. That was accountability, not an apology. That's accountability. That's something that, I know y'all don't see normally from black men, but that was accountability. That was me owning up. When somebody owns up and says, hey, yeah, this person came by, but if you check my videos 2 days prior, I called them out. Say, hey, I'm seeing you hopping around from panel to panel. So when y'all gonna call them out on y'all panel? Since all y'all motherfuckers were so clairvoyant. When y'all gonna call them out? Exactly, Trinity. So I notice a lot of stuff gets said and done in these spaces. Where's y'all exposing videos? But I didn't see y'all when I did the EDPs like that. When I did EDP, that was me before y'all. Where were y'all at? Where were y'all at for the Glenda camera? All right, I was way ahead of the game for that. I was there for a lot of shit. And see, I noticed when I'm doing my exposes and kicking the grill, motherfuckers sit there quietly. See, listen, man, this is why I tell you, boy, you gotta learn how to walk on your own, be able to sit at your own goddamn bench. Motherfuckers like to cloud watch. Y'all could send me an email. If people got stuff they gotta say, send me the email. Here. Y'all want my email? Boom. I ain't hard to find. I don't have no problem jumping up on no panel. 1 minute, BMT, you run with the manosphere. But when I say and I call out fuckery in the manosphere, where the fuck y'all be at? BMT, I saw you talking to that group of them women. Okay, so now when I talk to the women, that's a problem. BMT, I see you talking to those dusties. So now when I talk to the men, that's the problem. Again, it's a problem if you talk to the men. It's a problem if you talk to the women. It's a problem if you talk to anybody in any other section of YouTube. This is why I stopped listening to what the motherfuckers have to say. Y'all like to do the input, but y'all are scared to have those conversations. This is why I say a lot of y'all full of shit. I don't trust nobody. Why the fuck you here then? Y'all scared. Y'all say y'all scared, man. Y'all got so much clout to throw at everybody else, but y'all don't want to say what the fuck y'all gotta say. Loud, there's the link, nigga. If you want to come on up, you can come on up. Don't sneak. Don't sneak, dummy. You can come on up, Larry. We know a lot of y'all got a lot to say about everybody else, but y'all afraid to actually say what the fuck you gotta say. And let's be honest, bro. A lot of y'all, it, listen, y'all, a lot of y'all be so full of shit. Let me make sure I drop the link because I don't want it just to be me ranting. Exactly. Like I said, I can go to different other sectors easily and have easy conversations about how I am as a black individual, about the stuff that I do. Y'all motherfuckers can only sit your ass at the goddamn projects and talk your shit. Huh, what the white man doing over there, bro? I'm not afraid to cross the street. I'm not afraid to walk down into the post office. I'm not afraid to talk to nobody. This is YouTube, dummy. This ain't even a black platform. This is a fucking open platform forum. Now y'all mad, but see, nobody had no smoke when y'all talk about, I'm gonna go get me a white bitch. These hoes ain't loyal. Now shut your corny ass up. One minute y'all over there talking about getting hoes and shit and bitches and how they done run y'all for y'all pockets, but then y'all be on there complaining and bitching.
What up?
What up? What's going on, Taz? What's up, man? Everybody
Came
got
to just tell you, so I didn't even see when you sent me that. I see you sent me that a couple days ago on
uh-huh.
Facebook. I don't be on there, bruh.
Oh, okay.
So
I know.
yeah, I
Go
appreciate you sending it though, because I didn't hear it till last night on Mo channel.
right.
So yeah, I appreciate you sending that, bro. And I appreciate you talking because I came through and listened to some of your video you did about it. And I mean, I just ain't saying that shit, bro. Niggas don't talk about that shit. And so the ones that do need to be appreciated, bro. So what I'm saying? Ain't no better way to do it than to come through and personally say it. Like, I
I,
appreciate you calling that shit out.
I respect that, bro. I greatly do. Like I said, I don't step on nobody's toes. I have the conversation. I call out shit for what it is. Like I said, if I see other things happen, I send it to other people. Say, hey, bro, we need to talk about this. Hey, can y'all people talk about that? I don't bother nobody, Taz. I literally send y'all stuff, and I say, hey, y'all talk about this. Y'all talk about that. If it gets talked about, it gets talked about. But it seems like me talking about this. Oh, you brought this nigga. You brought him around here, and now he doing this shit. But I'm like, hold up, bro. But I called it out. The fuck.
Yeah, he was lurking around the area anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what motherfuckers got to realize. Like, because, like, for example, like, when I seen dude, he was on Mo channel talking about the malicious shit. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just, you know what I'm saying, just talking about no race shit or no shit like that. And a lot of times, these are the type of motherfuckers that didn't ever want to talk race issues with some black people around. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely not on you, and it ain't on Mo. If a motherfucker want to sneak around the community, that's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you see the signs, get them out. They gotta go. That's all you can do.
Like I said, it amazes me how a lot of these people, Taz, and you've seen it, I've seen it. A lot of these people, they like to talk about the joys of other groups and how they so much better and shit. I'm like, yo, but what about our shit? But then all of a sudden, when these people start talking to shit, you'll have some people who don't mind bucking back and jumping up in their face. While other motherfuckers, oh, hold up. You brought him around him, but yeah, I called the motherfucker out immediately. I
Yeah,
checked, hey,
that's
you
the
can't be saying this shit. Go ahead, man.
no. I was just gonna say that's the media pass niggas give though. I mean, I feel like that shit should be playing on every black channel that ever complains about divestment, that ever complains about Cynthia. Those people should be up in arms about that comment the same way they are when Cynthia says some shit. The fact that they're not speaks to the fact that they don't care. That's why I say, like, I ain't holding no hands about that shit, dog. You know what I be on, like, fuck these niggas. And
Oh
so
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When a motherfucker actually step out there and do the content that I know people ain't gonna respect you for, I'm gonna come let you know, bro. I respect you for it and I appreciate it.
Like I said, I've never entertained the consent talk. Though I ain't hear nobody jump on those people when they had the consent talk. Oh wait, a few of us who did, we had to step by ourselves. I seen you say, "Hey, why y'all men entertaining consensual conversations and stuff?" But hey, I didn't see the other people wanting to talk about that when they start wanting to go into that consent talk, or when they start talking about that divestment and shit. Motherfuckers ain't had shit to say about that. It seems like the very few people that actually like to buck and kick at the fence and kick the grill, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like I said, I said, damn. So, like I said, I see when you be having certain conversations, yo, these motherfuckers be corny as fuck. And I'm like, yup, they do. Hey, they do. And like I said, but when you try to have those kinds of, yo, pull up, motherfuckers don't want to show up. They like to watch you from the clouds. They do.
Real shit. Real shit. But yeah, man, let me get on the move, man. I just wanted to come holler at you right quick.
Respect to that, Taz. Much appreciated.
All right, bro.
All right. So like I said, and like I said, I dropped that information to all different affiliated groups. I dropped the information to all different other affiliated groups to have different conversations. Hey, what these people are saying about this is fucked up and wrong. Called it out. I said something about it, regardless of how other motherfuckers may feel about it. I said what I saw as wrong. I blew a whistle. Like I said, and the fact that people felt a certain type of way about it, try to run past interference, try to make all type of little things. That's why I say, like, I get why some people say, yo, it's fake outrage. Because when it's at a convenience, people get upset at their convenience on certain things, on certain talking points of what they deem to that they need to call out, not just call it out around the board. Now, when I saw it come to me, I could have ignored it. I could have ignored it. I could have turned a blind eye. But it seems like when I do something as a man and hold the integrity card, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'll be the first one to jump on my pants. Yo, I got this. I came up short on that. I've done this. I'll hold that. But damn if you do call something out. Whoa, easy. Y'all could have told that. But see, I didn't see all that energy. See, this is the thing about it that gets me with black people sometimes. A lot of black people, especially in some of these spaces, they like to talk about other groups. But then when that other group comes around, they listen. Black people are very proficient at code switching on a convenience. But then when you start talking about grassroots shit, it's the yays and the nays. Now, I done been over there. Shout out to the people in the auditor group. I believe that's around DTL. Very cool brother. I talk with him. I go over there. I have conversations with them. I met James through that group. What's going on, James?
What's up, man?
We have a lot of polarized conversations about grassroots and holding people accountable and different other stuff. I really don't change. That's how I met Exile One. That's how I met a lot of different people and literally had these conversations from shootings to groups to people from the Midwest, West Coast, Montana. So y'all like talking about different divestments of blacks, but y'all forget that that we got to talk to other people, go to work around other people, and got to deal with other people. So what do y'all want? What do y'all want? You say you want black men to start speaking up. So here I am speaking up on what I know and what I can speak about best. Motherfucker say hold that L. Man, y'all hold that fucking L. Because for some of y'all afraid to actually say what needs to be said or speak about shit. But see, I understand. Maybe it's easier when a woman says that shit. But see, I know a lot of y'all like coming to me. Well, BMT, you should have known better. Well, BMT, you should have known better. Well, BMT, guess what? You know what? You know what I should know? I might need to start fucking with some of y'all. If some of y'all got so much shit to say about how I live, I ain't look like I said. I've been straight. Look up and read about my channel. I'm very neutral. I don't mind having a conversation. Where was y'all panels talking about women's contraceptive rights? Where was y'all panel about that? Granted, a lot of y'all women die on the goddamn table. Why would I, as a black man, need to talk about that? All right, because I have children. I have women in my family. I have women I give a fuck about. Why would I not? But then y'all like talking about everything about the woman. I have family. What's going on, Dieter? I have family men camp. I talk about the school. I talk about social services that kids need, healthcare. Where's y'all panels at for that shit? Right, y'all like to do all these other commentaries, but y'all like to talk about shit that actually can fucking actually affect you straight to the face. Get the fuck out of here, man. My rights as a black person been violated. Well, shit, I don't know. When we were talking about local law, that motherfuckers ain't had nothing to say. Like I said, so many people on y'all panel. See, when we start pulling out the people that come on y'all panels, I want to know, can we keep that same energy? Now, I didn't ask for nobody's permission to do what the fuck I did, but everybody all of a sudden got something to say what I did. Like I said, I sent that shit out to everybody. Everybody said, hey, y'all, this is what this dude has been saying about y'all. If I'm truly James's friend, I know somebody is saying something about him. Would I be fake as fuck if I did not tell James, hey, bro, so and so was talking about you? But I'm also gonna let so and so say, hey, man, if you're gonna say that about James, you need to say that to him. If I know motherfuckers talking about y'all behind closed doors, would I not be fucked up if I didn't say anything? I watch motherfuckers on another guy's channel literally run deflection interference. Well, BMT brought him here. Yeah, I know. I said that on my channel. I did. I did. I did. I did. And what? He wasn't talking that type of shit on my panel. He wasn't saying that shit on a lot of people's panel. He didn't say that on the debate panel in front of a lot of black men. He didn't say that in front of a lot. What they said behind closed doors. What up, Dieter?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
No, listen. I'm just kicking the grill. It seems
I
like
feel
everybody
you,
want.
I'm just getting up, and I saw I got an email from you and everything. So I came through, man, and I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on things, man. As far as the situation, because I'm looking through the algorithm, man. There's a lot of people doing videos about this, and
Uh-huh.
I see people all across the space mentioning this. I didn't even know this guy was even infiltrated the B1 network. I didn't even know that. So last night, man, we there were discussions about it and so forth. I just basically was like, um, I can't blame you for anything, man. Because I know people say, well, you got to vet people, but you can only vet people from a certain extent. I mean, you can't control what a person does. And I'm like, my thing was that I know that your platform is ran the way you want to run your platform. Uh, that's the way you do things. We do my philosophy is a little different than yours, but I still respect it because I know your purpose on YouTube is different than mine, and uh, your platform expands to a lot more different demographics than mine, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, man, because you have different people of all races that come on your platform. Mine is more exclusive to black people, and I can't criticize you for that, because you have other people who are non-black that never did anything like this. There are multiple people that you have had that I've seen, and I've even subscribed to their channels, and they're doing content, and they talk about different things, and they don't have this situation. They don't have this type of problem. Um, but my main concern is that it's not necessarily that you basically allowed him to come on your panel and stuff like that, because I can't say that because I allowed him to come on mine too. And I got actually a lot of flack from people from other sectors that I'm in that I allowed him. I got ugly emails. I had one female actually went off on him, the fact that I had him on a panel one time, and so on. But I- but this stuff happens. People like this. The biggest issue is that in this sector or any sector, particularly that a large percentage of black people gather together, there are people just like him that want to come in and cause havoc. They want to cause dissension. They want to fuck up people's channels. And what we have to understand is that a lot of white supremacists do this on social media, period, and they do this in real life. This happened to me professionally. This actually happened to me. This happened to me professionally. I had a guy that was part of a white supremacist group that I was counseling for almost 6 months. Him and his wife started off counseling him because he had a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against a major R corporation, and he needed a therapist to show damages for whatever psychological damage that was done and so forth. And then he had marital issues that were caused by his line of work and stuff that he was doing. But the underlying reason that I didn't learn until they actually did a mock court in my office that I had to spend 4 fucking hours in, I didn't learn until they started debriefing what was going on. He used me, and this is a white supremacist, used me as a black therapist to prove he wasn't racist. And I didn't realize that till the opposing lawyer had 8 inches of paperwork, social media evidence of how racist him and his wife really were. And a lot of these guys, their demeanor is the same. Trailer's demeanor is very similar to his, and I'm not trying to stereotype, but a lot of them have a lot of, like, they say those. He said the same kind of little silly ass sophomore jokes about other groups of people, black people, kids, making jokes with other grown ass. This was stuff that this guy did on social media. Something like that little video that you played over and over of them laughing and they saying all these little crazy ass jokes. He had the same similar type stuff little voice messages and shit. Uh, they were typing in stuff, going back and forth with other people on posts and blogs and different stuff that they all conjugate on the same stuff. And I didn't even learn. And I always wondered when because they had, they wanted to do the mock court, well, not mock, but they actually had like the court hearing or whatever was actually filmed in my office, and he refused to come. And I always wondered, when I was told about a month or two before the court hearing at my office where it was filmed, why did he not want to come? And he kept saying, I don't want to be there. I'm not going to be comfortable there. I don't want to, I actually thought he had some level of anxiety about, going through this and dealing with the lawyers. But no, it was because he knew that I was going to find out how racist he really was. And he didn't know what my reaction was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he was smart. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I would have found out what I found out, and he was there, if I would have found that out live on camera while he was there, I don't know how I would have reacted to him. But I'm gonna tell you, it was gonna be an unfavorable reaction. That's a guarantee. If he would have been there, that hearing would have been cut short. I'm talking, man, BMT. They don't have no limits, man. It's sick. They talking about children, little kids. They ain't even not even adults, man. They have no, and I'm not surprised, but they have no limits.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, Deidre. The minute I found out, I handled it.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing about it. Understand it. Y'all make it seem like y'all know what people do behind closed doors. Well, the minute I heard somebody say that, listen, I've heard people say things quite often on a lot of panels, and people just just laugh along. Did y'all kick them off? Did y'all run them off? Y'all usually try to make sense sometimes of what the fuck these people say. But the minute, the minute, the minute, God forbid, you find out somebody what they do behind closed doors, and you the only one that knows about it, do you try to play it cool? Do you try to make sense of it? Or do you say, nah, man, hey, I don't get down like that. I don't fuck around with that stupid shit.
Right.
So, like I said, granted, majority of the diverse conversations with different groups, different affiliations, different people where neither realm can talk or anybody has been able to talk with other people, other diversity and backgrounds. Say, hey, this is what I believe. This is what y'all believe. This is what I believe about what goes on. Well, I heard about this on TV. Well, this is actually what happened. I've had those conversations. Oh no, man, hold that down. Well, bitch, y'all seem like y'all got a lot of narratives about a lot of different people. But when they all actually meet these people and talk to them, then all of a sudden, listen, the things that people think about black people, and when I actually play, listen, man, that's not actually how we are. Let me show you why this is important to us. Oh, I didn't know y'all thought like that. I didn't know y'all thought like that. We've had those conversations, but it seems like, yo, it's not the same energy whenever all of a sudden, hey, you call it out. Well, you should have talked with them from the get go.
Yeah, you never know, man. You can't you don't know, man. I mean, this is I could see if you met this man personally and you personally knew this man for whatever, and you didn't, maybe somebody said you didn't see no telltale signs, you didn't know, but you didn't know this man. I mean, but the guy was trying, man. It's funny how these guys operate. This guy was talking about meeting you and doing a couples retreat and all this other kind of shit. And really, what he was doing, he was trying to get content. This motherfucker was doing this shit for content. and he was doing this so he can go tell stories to his friends. And but you know what was the sickness thing? And my thing was that the other guy, man, that came up there that was pretending that he cared so much. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to allow him to speak, you know, but you did, man, because that's how you want to run your platform, man. You know, but these guys, man, they're infatuated with black people. These are the kind of people that sit around. They mad like Trailer. Now let's understand. Remember, Trailer's story wasn't the best story in the world. He sat up there and bitched and cried about losing his children and I'm disabled and I don't have this. My wife. This Negro was a homosexual. He was no different than some of the other guys in the sector that you know, broken marriages, broken relationship, on child support. You know, we got all these different problems. You know, and a lot of guys really, and they won't say this, BMT. There are a lot of guys when Trailer was talking about stuff about issues with black men and the court system. There was a lot of men in this sector that agreed with him, but nobody want to say that shit now. BMT. I saw in the chat when one time when he got mad and upset about how much child support he was, and he can't see his children. But he won't say the reason why. And I guarantee you, BMT,
But we
the
asked,
reason why he can't
but
see
we
his children
asked
is
that
because of
question.
his
But y'all asked that question on my panel. See, nobody ever remembers when we asked these type of questions, like, "Hey, why can't you see your kids? What's really going on?"
and now
Like,
we know.
so when we ask these questions on the panel, "Hey, man, why you're a good, you sound like a good guy, but why can't you really see your kids?" Well, it's a court system. No. Listen, why can't you really see your kids? What's really going on? Like, what's really happening? So when you
Right?
ask the question, granted, we were all on here. Sometimes you let people talk because then they start revealing certain stuff about themselves. And when they start saying certain stuff, then you're like, oh, there we go. Here we go. You said this around this time. Now we're just bringing this up that you said this. Can you account for that? Like I said, man, like like I said, man, like, hey, I don't ever tell, I've never got on the panel and told D Darrell, hey, you should vet, nothing against the sister, you should vet Dee. Have I ever told you who to have on your panel or not, D Darrell?
Never.
Because that's your panel. I never tell any of y'all who to have, who not to have, who you're allowed to talk with. Hell, y'all motherfuckers say, hold this L. Bitch, please. Let your mama hold the L. But I literally damn sure be holding account. When people want to say, why do y'all black people like to say the N word? Well, I'm going to tell you why we say what we say. I'm going to break down why we think what we think about certain stuff. But then it amazes me, y'all get offended because some people are not afraid to talk to other people about stuff. When we had the hour of power, where the fuck were y'all at to support doggone black people talking about stuff of literally building and reconstruction? Y'all motherfuckers weren't here for that shit.
Every Sunday. Every Sunday we had hour of power.
That's amazing to me.
Yep.
You know the people that used to come by and used to watch us the most? Non-black people. Used to like watching black people talk about power infrastructure. But all of a sudden, this is a racist. Yeah, we talked about it. The same time when they were calling black men dumb, we called that shit out. Same time when there was a woman going around trying to have a relationship with a child, guess what? Called that shit out too. It seems like we do a lot of calling out, but nobody wants to remember who are the people having the conversations with these people. We cut this shit off very quickly, man. It just like I said, I don't I'm not throwing no sneaks. I'm like, y'all, it's very easy to contact BMT. You can email me. I'm not hard to find. I'm really not hard to find.
I don't understand this whole thing about people saying you to take this L. Like I don't even get that. Like what is the purpose of telling you need to take an L for something that you didn't know about, for something that any non black person could have done that out the blue. I mean, you can't be responsible for something this man probably was doing all his life before you. I mean, nobody. I mean, nobody. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like that's what anybody. Let's say if there was a person that was a criminal, a fraudulent person, they did all kind of sexual crimes. I mean, you don't. I mean, I'm not. Are we going to go here trying to pull up people's criminal records and find out their background before? Nobody's doing that level of vetting just so that you got random people coming on your panel and so on. I mean, you can't be held accountable for stuff that he was doing. I mean, I'm not going to go around YouTube trying to figure out what another person been saying on everybody. I don't have time, and I know you definitely don't have time for that. I mean, you got stuff to do. You got family. You got real estate stuff you got going on. You don't have time to be uh, snooping around trying to figure out if people are legitimate or not, or who they are and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wouldn't even pay any attention to all that. I wouldn't even care whether people want to tell you to hold an L or not. Those are people that don't want to see you grow and don't want to see your channel uh improve and prosper. They just want content. They just want content.
Like I said, we got Citizen Lou and Koja. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Yo, what
Hey,
up?
how
What
you
up, bro?
doing?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shorty. Go ahead.
That's Doug up here.
No,
Huh?
no, no. Everybody say I look like Doug. No, I'm not Doug.
Okay.
Everybody say
Okay,
I
I'm
look
about to
like
say.
Doug. You good? Go ahead. You go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's some things about what he didn't say that didn't match. Just some stuff should match. And then when you got into it, there was like red flags, but I just don't. Nobody cared enough to go into. But even his name, Trailer Hood, whatever Ninja. We all know Ninja is how we say nigga. And so he was literally calling us nigga in our face, using the N word in our face, and we didn't say anything about it. Even, and I'm not sure what his avatar was, it even kind of resembled like one of those from far off, one of those caricatures of black people with the black, um, and I think it was him, or I think he had an avatar like that one time. Maybe I looked at it wrong, but I just took a quick glance at it and I was like, oh, that looked kind of like one of them racist things. So we see these people paying attention. They're studying us. They're studying us. But, and I'm just gonna be saying, all the people that was on that channel look like, and I don't even like to use this term, meth heads, poor white trash, and I'm gonna be stereotypical. They stereotype me, and academic stereotype them. That's what they look like. But it's not surprising. But we just have to take calculated risk with people, and you just about how much you allow them or yourself to be vulnerable to them until they prove themselves. And it take years and years and years worth of proving. And you know what they say: if you let them talk long enough, the devil will make a liar out of them. But he did have some of the stuff he said just didn't match. Like you were saying, BMT. Why can't he see his kids? I mean, I was even giving him ways on how to access seeing his kids saying, and then when we were supposed to have the other conversation, it never happened. And then it's just, and he don't even work. He is not even an alpha man, but he up there trying to tell men how to work. His wife is the breadwinner in their house, and she is how
Facts.
she came up there. She was not this stereotypical what they be saying, white, demure, feminine, soft, fragile. What's that word? Feminine woman that they all that certain sectors try to make women out to, black women, that we not being them. We not being that white woman. That wasn't that. She wore the pants in his relationship. He went and hid behind her skirt and her had her come up there to defend him. And she paid the bills. And he talking about he'll stay at home dad, if I can remember, that's what he said. But he got a studio full of equipment and saying he's a musician. But he arguing about child support and that it was cheaper for him to stay home. So I ain't got no problem with no stay at home dad. Let's get it straight. I'm just here. I ain't gonna have no stay at home dad because we both gonna be working. But he just a lot of stuff didn't match up over a period of time, and now we know why.
Now the thing
And that's
about
all.
it,
Yo,
the thing about go ahead, Lou. Go ahead,
I
Lou.
just want to say this. You know, my Titans about to play in about 40 minutes. I just want to go ahead and say this real quick. I salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to the chat. So I don't think this is an L on you, man. There's no way you can. I mean, you just don't know anybody on this. This is just YouTube. These are just panels, you know. But I will say this, right? When it came to Trailer Hood, he was like when he was on a panel, he would say some like real, like kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like suspect, you know. He would like I remember one time he was kind of bragging about calling Big J a nigga or something like that one time, and I was
Right.
like,
But
you,
see,
you
I
remember
wouldn't.
you remember
But see, that's
that?
no. But see, here's the thing, Lou. He never did it on. He did it on certain panels. That when those things would happen, that's when we started speak. I said, hey, bro, like I brought it up, and I said, yo, like this motherfucker is talking about some foul shit, bro. Like he literally. I said, I don't. Hey, you can't. Hey, the minute he started on some of the shit, I called the shit out. You feel me? Like Lou,
Right.
I never told you who to have and not to have on your panel. Have I ever?
No, you
You have
can't we can't panel police. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just not gonna happen.
so and just asking you, and you have some very diverse panels. I appreciate them. I don't get it. So how do black people want this to go on YouTube, an open forum that literally, believe it or not, y'all do know other people outside of black people are watching y'all. Y'all do know
Right,
this.
yeah. I get like Asian people on mine. I mean, I get all types of people, white people, black people, Mexican, you know, or like whatever, Hispanic, whatever. I mean, you can't. This is YouTube, man. This is a search engine, right? I mean, if I'm looking up black men business, right? Black men business mindset. I mean, people just gonna find it. I mean, it's just I mean, I guess it's just up to the content creator. But I mean, like now that we know what we know, I mean, it is what it is. People just act accordingly, right? I just don't think it's what they saying. You holding the L? Is that what it is? They saying you got an L for because you the first person they saying that they had him on the panel.
Well, because yeah, I was the first one to bring him over to the sector. Mind you, this is like so. Here's how it all happened. I met him on Maurice's panel when they were, a few of them were talking about January 6th, and I said, "Hey, y'all are crazy as fuck thinking y'all gonna go up there in the nation's capital." And after that, I explained to him how other black people think about stuff. I said, I challenge you to come over here, and if you want to say you want to talk to black people, come over here to the black sector. I told him that. He's even talked about it on his show. I went over to his show and I met with other white people and I said, yo, this is what we believe in. I talked about critical race theory. I talked about doggone black militias, guns, tech, different other stuff, business, property, all that different shit. I never shuck jive, talked about stuff. Coach has been there. Different of y'all have been on my panel when I talked about stuff on how black people are. But now I didn't have to get on no panel talk about no game, or this is how we handle black bitches, or this is how dusty ass men. I don't do like a lot of I watch other people do. When he started picking up talking points, saying Dusty, hold up, Dusty never came from my mouth. Where'd you hear that from? Y'all know
Wait,
that's what y'all
he was saying Dusty. That's he called
yeah.
somebody
So
Dusty.
I'm like, oh, Dusty, that's not even the word I use.
Damn.
So where did he pick up the word Dusty from?
They're studying us. We
Yeah, I
ain't
was
paying
like,
attention to their spaces, but they are definitely studying us.
they writing they downloading our lexicon and damn.
So understand this: when they start picking up y'all words, strag, simp. Okay, so let's talk about the time when he tried to call D a simp. Now, what word is used around this space a lot like that?
Yeah, any married man is a simp. So I mean that's just
When I start hearing certain verbiage out here around this space, and somebody that never used that word, but now they're picking up the word and verbiages in this space. So ask your question. So when you send a child to school and they come back with a new word, you gotta say, where'd you learn that word, Timmy? Where'd you learn that word, Cynthia? Oh, I heard it over there. Stay away from over there. Don't go over there. People are gonna go and do what the fuck they want to do. But see, this is the thing about it. I always hear. I'm gonna be for real. I always hear. You know what I'm saying? Always hear. Because see, when he started saying certain stuff, you would hear how certain people, Koja buck back, Jay would buck back, I buck back on certain political stuff, D Darrell buck back, and after that I said, hey, I'm seeing the way you move. I'm seeing the panels you're going to. I noticed that you keep switching on a lot of different things and you're picking up different talking points.
Yeah, because I mean, here's the thing. I know some people. I know Brother Speech just jumped. I just want to say this because, like, I was on a couple panels and he would be on it, right? And I mean, like, and they would always be about like the last panel I was on with him, right? It was about the black community, right? And it was kind of like, why are you here? It was. I did have that sentiment, but it's not my panel, and I'm not of the mind like just kick people off. I mean, if somebody's gonna say something stupid, you just kind of like destroy them with logic and the truth. So you don't really need to like, what I mean? And he wasn't really making any real points. And I told him this, right? I told him like, bro, you kind of keep coming to like black people panels and stuff like that. And it's like, you got to realize, bro, like some of the stuff you say, like culturally, black people don't fuck with it. Like, it's just, I hate to sound like a segregationist, but it would be like if I'm a Muslim, I mean, you're a Muslim and I'm talking about, eating pork or, homosexuality. You just culturally within your spirit, you're just not gonna rock with it, right? So I told him, I mean, I guess this is just the inflection point. It's just what happens. I mean, I mean, this it's just what happens. Eventually, it's gonna get to that point where black people are gonna get tired because you were in the military, right? White boys, they do like little weird ass derelict shit, like slap each other in the nuts and little weird shit. And black people don't get down like that.
Oh, I've seen all that in the military. I've
You
seen
get
all
what
that
I'm,
in the
you get what I'm
military.
saying? White boys just do weirdo shit.
Anybody,
Like
anybody who's ever been in the Bay, that's been a black person, we've seen some interesting stuff. And so, again, I've seen all the weird stuff to putting shaving cream on other men's butts and shit, all that stuff. And I just sit over there to my bunk and say, yo, I'm just counting down the days until I get the fuck out of here from some of this shit. Now,
right, yeah, like I
I
said,
have
it just won't work. Go ahead.
I have noticed as an observation. As far as we do need our own space and conversation, because even as something as far as gardening, and I'm old, I'm on Facebook. When I go into the white women gardening groups, I don't really say too much because it's always some clap back on something or somebody trying to tell you how you doing is wrong and stuff. So they've created just an all girls black women gardening group. If you ain't black, you can't come in. And people who don't try to bring other people in because there is a difference when they tend to come in. If we have a space and we invite them in, some black person end up going standing in the paint trying to protect that white person, and it changes the space and what you're allowed to talk about in the space to protect their feelings. And I don't think they do that to us, but that just was my observation. And if anybody ever watch Vikings, and it have a little bit of historical prep, when they do these things, they do historical stuff. Them people was fucking and raping all across the world. All across the world. They ain't had no problems raping slaves because they was raping their own children. So that is something that I ain't gonna be stereotypical, but I'm gonna be stereotypical. It just take them to look at they would be in the middle of the war, grinding and screwing, and they would sometimes not even grab the adults, would grab the children. So it's not surprising to me. I ain't saying other races don't do it, but it seems like it been with them a long time.
uh,
And
only thing I'm saying is this, and I'm thinking at this, like I said, like I said, um, like you got a guy named Tar Baby in the goddamn chat. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fuck wrong with y'all? You see what I'm saying? Tar Baby Yoda. Now, You see, you see how I just easily I just blocked the user. Like,
No, right.
understand it. Now, again, people come to different people's chats. They try to offer money. They try to offer all kind of shit. Understand me? I try, like I said, I try to have conversations that I don't have to use my race card. I can just use my intellectual card just to show, hey, I can have the conversation just like everybody else. I don't have to bank on the race. I don't have to bank on the gender. What I got is my gusto alone.
But
And
you know what though, BMT, with the lady to the left of me, she made a good point though, bro. Because like I'm gonna use tech for an example, right? Them Indians, they always look out for each other, right? I mean, they have their own little clique, and they speak the Hindu and with the the butter chicken and rice curry, cooking that shit inside the office all day. And you look at the tech channel, the Asian YouTubers, they always put the other Asian YouTubers on and give them a platform. So I mean, like I see what she's saying. Like maybe at some point you do have to like. I mean, you do have to keep it to, especially if you're talking about certain things like about black people. Like,
no,
you
you're
get what
right
I'm,
about that, Lou. No, Lou, you're right about that. Like literally, I
But
say,
they
hey,
vetted me.
what'd you say?
they
when I
better her.
when I came to YouTube, they asked me, you I think she a divester. I think she a hypergamous. She from the squirrel or she from the pink pill. I ain't heard nobody ask them that, but they sure was talking about my ass. I think such and such sent her such and such. But I never, maybe we need to come up with a questionnaire. What YouTube sites do you normally visit? What panels have you been on before? Et cetera, et cetera. Let me go and look at your YouTube history. Is it public? Because we
You
need to
know
see,
what? Let me
because
tell you
they
where I met
showed
Coach.
question me, and talked about it. So
I met Koja through CK and Faith. And though me and Koja, we bump heads a lot, and Koja will tell you, I've even had times where I even had to kick Koja off the panel. But we always come back and talk, do we not, Koja?
and me and
And
D Durrell too.
and be right, and be right. So no. It's okay. It's okay. But the thing about it is, we have those conversations. I never told. Listen, listen, I don't have time to police where the fuck y'all go. I never told Lou who he can't have on his panel. I never told James, hey James, you can't be here. James, have I ever told you that?
Nah,
I don't.
man. You
If
good.
anything, I told people from the auditing sector that don't know. There are black people in the auditing sector that don't know jack shit about the black sector. And you know what I said? Hey, why don't y'all come on through? Why don't y'all come on through? Y'all want to know what black people talk about holistically? Come on through, and I'll tell y'all, and we'll have conversations. So that way, everybody wants to infer what we talk about. Everybody has second guesses off of what they see on YouTube, Facebook, and their stuff. Why don't y'all actually just talk to the people and find out what we really think?
Hey, I do kind of like hate when like white people kind of, in order to kind of like relate to us, they say they're from the hood. I mean, not all black
I,
people from the
I
hood.
hate
You
when
know
they
what I mean?
say I was poor and I grew up around black people. I'm like, why
Yeah,
y'all
exactly. Like,
why
yeah,
y'all
how
think we
come
all
there's no
poor?
like white Harvard graduate saying shit like that? Like, oh yeah, I grew up around black people. Yeah, like how come it's always like trailer trash like dudes and they want to get on panels? Like that shit is kind of annoying to me. I really hate that. Like we kind of
I
like how come there's
just
no
want
white
y'all
surgeons coming on the panels? You know what I mean? Like what? Why it's always like why it's always some trailer
It's the
niggas in
low
on the
hanging
panel?
fruit.
Right.
I just want
Everybody
y'all
else
to
is
know I ain't from the hood.
employed.
I'm from the country. I'm from the country. So y'all
Yeah.
ain't from the hood. I'm from the country. I'm bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly.
My
I'm from the
thing is,
country too. Exactly. That's why I hate that. Like all black people from the hood and we all broke and I just shit just that shit is annoying, man.
yeah, like y'all, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, this is why I don't mind having my conversations. I like, I love my panel for the fact that you get in to see here. We're black people. We have our money. We have our common sense. We have certain critiques of things that we do, that we have, from business practices to knowing about tech, medical, law enforcement, certain systems and stuff. You have all that on here. I literally don't mind that. And other people that say, hey, can I I have people say, "Hey, I never talked with a black person in the psychology field." Guess what, man? Go over there and talk to that brother right there. I never talked with somebody in the medical. Or you know, I know about the child support system. Koja, come here. Hey, talk to them about this. I literally network them towards people. Hey, we have people that talk about it. You want to talk about tech? Like I said, but y'all never heard me say I don't see color. Never heard me say that shit out my mind. But I understand when I go in certain rooms, when I go in certain buildings, when I go to certain auction houses. Guess what? First thing they see is a big black dude with dreads coming in there with scars on him, and I gotta understand. I gotta learn how to play the room. I gotta
Yeah,
learn how
my
to
my
play the
my
room.
first tech job, man. They asked me was I lost. Yeah,
Man,
man. They thought I was in the wrong building.
they thought I was the plumber. They thought I was the plumber.
You know what I
They thought I was
mean?
the plumber.
They asked, are you lost, sir?
Stop
I was
making
like,
bad jokes.
what? I forgot
Oh,
work here, bitch.
they thought I was the plumber one time. When I was with the kids, um, when I was with the kids, they said, "Oh, you watching your baby mama's kids?" This is at Verizon in front of other people. Oh, these are my fucking kids. They live in my
Damn.
house. They literally asked me that. Like y'all be surprised what people perceive us as. It literally took it where one of the black woman manager had to come say that was fucking rude as fuck. I'm gonna write you up about that. What did I say? That was rude as fuck. You assume that those weren't his kids, and that he don't have a stable home. I'm gonna write you up for that shit. Y'all, you truly don't. Y'all people, listen, man. Social media has badly for years damaged the imagery of us. So it amazes me when you find out stuff. Do you expose it and call it out, and do you battle it with intellect, or do you use some bigotry and hide behind closed doors? Where's this conversation about consensual? Because I be watching these little entertainment where you can go here and the age of consent, or you can go do this and these women do that. So then when other groups say, "Yo, don't bring your ass to my country, don't bring your ass around us," and I've seen them videos where I've seen Panamanians say, "Yo, we don't like black people coming over here, but they always want to try to fuck on our women." I've seen those videos. I know. Listen. I'm dead ass. There are some videos of dudes from other countries they don't like y'all coming over there, but they reference certain spaces. I ain't gonna say no names, but they reference certain spaces. See, I don't. Hey, I've seen what women say. Hey, why don't girls think that they can come over here? Y'all saw the sick joke they saying about black snakes, swirlers. They want to shoot the women, kill the child. Oh, so let you know, just because you can be married or fucking one, don't mean they don't fuck with you really. That is a thing for fetishes.
They don't want to kill the children. They want to keep the children and screw them and use them for slaves and brainwash them. They don't want to kill them. They just lying
No,
about it.
no, they want to. No, I listen. I'm trying. Listen, y'all gotta understand. And this is the thing about it that y'all might need to go watch some documentaries. Mixed children have it hard. I believe me and D Darrell had a conversation about that. Then Brother Speak was around also. We talked about it.
Yeah, it's
Mixed children
especially if they don't have a black father. It's extremely hard.
they have it hard. They have it hard because you know what I'm saying. Like they have it hard because they have to figure out. They're trying to figure out their personal identity at times. And so when they're trying to figure out their personal identity, and if you're dealing with a family that, hey, I had it where a mixed child told me, hey, do you know what it's like when you come in a room and you know you're different, or you know that every time they take a picture, they put you at the edge of the picture, like
Hey, D.
that.
Darrell, let me ask you. I know you in psychology, brother. Let me ask you this: Do you think black people have an identity problem too, or like just not only mixed people? Do you think you could say black people have an identity problem as well? Because well, go ahead and answer now. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think that historically we have been conditioned to hate ourselves, and that self-hatred that has been transported, particularly that stemmed from slavery and all the remnants of that innately and subconsciously teaches black people that they are inadequate or not necessarily that of what white people. It stems in which it creates things of colorism. Using the term black itself, in instead of using it in a positive way, we see we turn we in many situations internalize blackness in a negative uh in a negative aspect, and it also relates to our hair texture, features, and so forth. I mean, that's something that when you look at it in media, um, you know, uh, television, and so forth, blackness is seen in the lens of other people, and they usually, describe it in a way that's not necessarily in an image that we control. And so when other people are telling you what blackness should look like, and that is not necessarily that something is inherently wrong, you're different, you're a minority, and things of that sort. We as a people have been fighting ways to in some instances, if you get away from blackness or try to do things that don't necessarily epitomize your true natural self, then you're able to reach certain levels of success and have positive reinforcements from the majority culture. So what we have in a sense historically is that we have allowed other people to hijack who we are, and through being in their educational system and so forth, we have learned to use some of their same thought processes and perception towards us. We've used that on ourselves. That's the reason why we use the term nigger towards each other. That came from other people telling us that so much that we began to say that to each other. Now, yes, we've taken it and we've used it and given it
Whoa.
tons of different meanings and so forth, and how we use it amongst ourselves. But we didn't come into this continent saying that to each other. We learned that from other people, and then we've passed it on one generation to another. So it's this whole thing about how we feel and see each other is not hereditary, meaning that it's not something that is ingrained in our genetics that we have self-hatred. The way that black people treat each other and the way we think of each other is something that is socially learned and programmed. And until we redefined ourselves by controlling our own institutions, then that can be a process of reprogramming, that we can look at each other and treat each other in a manner that benefits us. And we're not seeing ourselves through the eyes of others. We're seeing ourselves through the eyes of ourselves, and then we basically um you know interact with others, interact with our own people to reinforce positive a positive connectedness to the word blackness and what that mean, or being African or being African American or whatever terms that we like to use. But a lot of this
Hey,
stuff does not stem
can
from us, it
somebody
stems
mute?
Soldier,
from other
Can
people.
somebody
hey,
mute up?
Soldier, can you mute
Oh, I'm
yourself?
sorry. I'm sorry. My phone accidentally.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want to ask me a question, brother?
No, go no. We were just saying the mute up. Go ahead and were you done, bro?
Oh, and I was just going to
Oh, go
say
ahead. Yeah,
that,
go ahead.
when we have to understand that these things were learned and passed on from one generation to another. And that's why people always want to know, why do black people act the way they do. The reason why black people act the way we do is because we're taught to act the way the way we act. This is not something where you just began to just naturally act a certain way. It is a response to the fact that our government, the people who control this country, the majority culture responds to us and treat us a certain way. It's a response to racism. It's a response to the fact that when you see things in regards to blackness, it's always negative images. Okay. And a lot of that is basically manipulated by people that don't look like us. And so this is the reason why black people act in negative ways towards other black people.
No, no, hey,
We
I
done
mean,
had
because
400 and some years of brainwashing. 400 and some years of brainwashing. Really until the 60s. We just getting to the point to vote and move outside some stuff. So we're gonna have to actively reprogram our brains from 400 and some years of brainwashing. It's not gonna be something like we're gonna breathe and it's gonna get in. We're gonna have to become conscious of it and consciously reinforce positive black things to balance out or displace 400 years of stuff that's in us. And this has to be an
yeah,
active process.
I mean, and I see what he's saying, right? I mean, you think about it, like when you're growing up, if you make good grades or you speak properly, what they say, are you trying to you trying to be white? I mean, that's just, I mean, we like, I mean, that's not a false. It's not a false fact. What he just, that's not false at all. I mean, black people do associate positivity with white and
Yes,
negativity with black.
see that is you're socialized to think that.
Right.
I think
You're socialized. You're socialized. Matter of fact, I can give you an example of stuff I had to deal with. Even my own parents. When I was in elementary school, my parents actually thought that white kids were smarter than black children.
Damn.
Yes, but they wasn't the only one. Other black parents thought that because they came from an era in which this was pre desegregation.
right.
So they grew up in an era that which they thought that integrating with white people in schools, remember that was a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
integrating schools. So when I, let's say, when I can remember this, when I remember I was like second, third grade, I think one time I may have brought home a bad grade or something like that. Or like whenever I didn't make a good grade here and there, say my dad or mother would say, well, see, you made a bad, you made a D or C on this in this grade, but I bet those white kids made an A. I bet those white kids did. I used to hear that and then I used to hear this man. I had a older, well, my youngest sister. She didn't make good grades. I used to hear my parents tell her that every time she made a bad grade. But they wasn't the only one. There were other aunts, and I grew up in the country, small town Louisiana, but I would hear other black people say this, um, like different awards and stuff like that, like graduations. Man, to see the white kids they got all the scholarships. The black kids just didn't. Why they didn't get the scholarships? They wasn't smart enough. These are things that you would hear. Now, to be honest with you, I did well in school, but I understood, that as I would listen to other people I was fortunate enough to be around other adults that would actually argue with them about saying that type of stuff, that um that's not true and that's not beneficial for you to automatically assume because they're white that means that they're performing better and doing better and
Right.
so forth. And then another thing, it was that sitting in a class where there's probably 8 black kids and about 15 to or more other white children, I saw a lot of kids that I outperformed. They were white. So I'm looking at them saying this, but I'm looking at the reality is that they're just looking at it from a perspective in the era in which they grew up and what was, was basically reinforced to them. And so we continue there has to be a point in time as a people that we have to learn to, from the time these children come out the womb, we have to teach and I know, and another thing I miss is the religious piece. because the religious piece, there's tons of white homes. I mean, there's tons of black homes that you can go into where you're going to see a white Jesus on the wall.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
hey, no,
and and
that's
Yeah.
and things like, and so, and in the religious class of our community, a lot of people will reject if you tell.
a black person that Jesus was black.
Hmm.
He kind of cut out. I think I knew he was about to say though.
But no,
Even
that's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like, listen, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna play coy with a lot of people. And the panel's open. Listen, I run my panel how I see fit, how I want to run my panel, and I have the conversation that other people don't want to have the conversation. If y'all scared to have the conversation with other races and want to just talk from y'all porch, talk from y'all fucking porches and shit. But I never played any of these coy games about touching on children. I never played any of these coy games on doggone Ishas or this and that. I made crack jokes about stuff because these are my people and I can say what the fuck I want to say. It's my channel. But also, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Listen, when it comes time to talk about a serious talking point, y'all can't say BMT has not had it. Y'all can't say I haven't tried to keep the balance. Y'all can't say, hey, hell, right now I'm doing a gaming stream right now. Like I said, like I venture into other sectors. There's always somebody tell me how I need to be black. I always find that very amazing. Somebody always tell me my narrative of what I need to be. But then when I ask them, well, show me your shit. Show me what the fuck you got riding on or going. Listen, I don't get on here and do no racial bigotry and all that shit. None of that stuff. And I say, yo, like, hey, I've heard us say some crazy shit on panels. And I'm like, do y'all hold those people accountable? Do y'all keep them when they say some fucked up shit accountable? Granted, we have our shit that we got going on, and I talk about it because guess what? I can't tell other groups on how to run their home, but I'm not in their home. I can't. But I can speak on a black home because I'm in a black home. I can't speak on, I don't know what other people, y'all can only infer what other people do in their household. But let's be honest, you're not really in their household. Nobody
I
else,
could
no,
I
so,
could just say my son came to me and he said, "Mom, I'm sorry because I thought you was a bad mama. My white friend tell me how her dad molested her, how her brother molested her, how they was made to sell drugs and stuff, and I thought you was a bad mama. You wasn't no bad mama, you were just a regular mama. I am glad I ain't had to have their life." And some of the stuff he done told me he up in college that some of his white friends have said.
No,
so,
that's facts.
yeah,
When I was in like middle school or whatever, we used to have sleepovers. You know, you had like you spend the night over a friend's house. Bro, the white kids they was always getting their ass beat. I mean, they was always getting their ass whooped,
right.
dog.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, like, I always try to tell you, like, we go too hard on our own people, and y'all really don't listen. I got my share ass whooping, but I'm telling y'all, like, we always like to talk about, listen, before I knew about black single mothers, I knew more about goddamn teen mom with white girls. I did. I knew
No,
more about
it's
them.
and being to that's my biggest issue, brother. Like, I'm gonna be honest, right? So, like, I'm just gonna talk about the. I'm not gonna get too dwell into it. I'm just talking about the jab, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so I was my disagreement was people were saying that like, okay, it's black people the only ones who are scared of it, and I'm like, but hold on, wait a minute. The Asian community is the most vaccinated. Israel is 99% vaccinated. So I'm trying to figure out, like you said, like if we disagree with somebody black saying, we'll say, oh, that's all you niggas this and that. But then it's like we don't look at that other groups or other people do the exact same thing or have the same beliefs or sentiments as this
You
black person you're talking
generalize.
about, right?
You
Is that
generalize like most people, most groups do. Let me just say something real quick. Um, I'm. I think it's interesting that people take other people's experience and consider that knowledge, because everybody is going to have a different experience in their life, wherever they are put, or wherever they're fortunate enough to be. I thought it was interesting that Jay below me said that her child came home and said, you know, you're actually a great mother, because that's something that took me a long, long, long time to realize, that my parents were actually pretty damn good compared to what the majority of people had. So, I mean, I should say that I have had the privileges of having great parents. Um, but yeah, I mean, and I feel like you are searching for knowledge, but at the same time trying to push knowledge away. You know, you're going to have your own experiences. Obviously, the last generations, you don't have that experience. You have the knowledge of it, but you might be able to associate it with it in some way. But if you haven't been there, if then you haven't experienced it yourself. So one thing is knowledge, and we can learn this knowledge, and it's good to get this knowledge out there, and it's good to share knowledges between thoughts, brains, taken away from it being black or white. I mean, we can focus on that too in other, in given situation. But when it comes to experience, everybody's going to have a different experience. I'm not going to experience anything out of the 60s or the 70s. Not going to happen. I might experience something like it if we continue down the same path of dividing and thinking that, yeah, it's not all blacks are the same, not all whites are the same. You don't grow up in the same uh, environments. BMT said it too. I have it with a few of my friends that have um, interracial children, or mixed race children, even growing up in different countries, and it's a challenge for them, because they're being sometimes divided into, no, well, once you mix white with a drop of black, it becomes black, or vice versa. Maybe being pushed out of a white society, and I think that's it's tough, but that's the experience they're going to have to make. Um, and I think the more knowledge we have about it, and you can't, it's a mixed race relationship. If a woman or the guy is black or white, and then you have a mixed race child, um, it's hard for them to teach about how they're supposed to react towards a black community separated from a white community, and the same thing as the white community, I think. But just to make the point, like, we all have different experiences, so we can't really relate to each other on experience, nor can we, bring up experiences that our parents had, or their grandparents, or whatever. I mean, I can't do that. And knowledge, I mean, the more you know, the better,
All right, bro. Well, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm a little confused. I don't know
Sorry.
what that. I just don't know
I think I think
what was that
one of
in
the things
response to.
one of the things
Your
about it
general conversation.
one of the things
Oh,
about it that like I said, y'all, like, listen, man, I have great respect for Lou's channel. I think I think second to mine, Lou is diverse also, and I appreciate Lou because you know it's not y'all gotta understand, it's not easy trying to be a black person and have these kind of conversations, because one, everybody's looking for you just to use the race card, which, understand, I do enjoy having the talks with Culture, with D, with Brother Speak. You know what I'm saying? But also I understood that, listen, and I never used it. Hey, well, my black experiences have been bad, so fuck you blacks. Y'all don't hear me on panels doing that shit like some people do. Y'all don't hear me making fun of our men and women. I didn't have the most ideal thing. Guess what? I made it through. And y'all don't see, y'all can hold me to that. I may call out the fuckery and the bullshit, but guess what? At the end of the day, I made some black babies. At the end of the day, guess what? My hair is just like y'all, and I look just like y'all. When other people see me, or guess what? When they ID tagged me in the military, guess what? They said I was black. When I traveled the world and I took off that mask, that ski mask, whoa, that's a black man. Oh yeah, it's not easy. But one thing I did not ever and will not ever tolerate. And again, some places, yeah, you had to play the game to get to a certain place. I've seen racial shit happen. People say sand niggers. I don't, whoa, did he just say that on the radio? Hey, motherfucker, you can't ride in my truck. No. You use whatever power you can at the time to speak up or say something. I never try to be that token black guy in a group of people. So that way they can find it easy, like some scary movie shit, that they can say certain jokes. Say, hey, it's okay, it's okay, it's cool. I got a black friend. What's up, Trey? If you want to come on up, you can come on up. I have no problem having no conversation with anybody. If y'all want to have the conversation with other races, listen, that's fine. I don't tell y'all what y'all can and can't have. I don't tell y'all what y'all can and can't have as men or as women. I don't try to voice the police, but guess what? I'm in the same country just like y'all. And I've been to other countries, and believe me, they more. Go over to Germany, you'll see a lot of swirling. Go over to Australia. Go over there to Africa. Don't let them believe you. When they'll say, my friend, my friend, my friend, they will rob you in a heartbeat. Go over there to the Caribbeans, to South America. And then y'all tell me, and y'all hold that same talking point. Like I said, I did my 8 times around this goddamn continent, around this world. So I get it. If y'all afraid to have the conversation with Lawrence or anybody white, James is white. Did James say anything when y'all was saying y'all stuff? He didn't say nothing. He just sat right there.
No, and I see what he's saying about the experience. I didn't know what he was talking about at first, but I
No,
see what he's saying.
I'm just saying that.
Sorry, dude.
No,
Sorry, I
you
was
good.
off
I didn't know you were talking about the whole. I thought you were responding. No, that's cool. I see what he's saying
James,
though.
James was
Experience
there
is
the
not
whole
knowledge, but that's
right. Right. And that's the thing about it. James sat here through the whole damn stream, and whatever was being said, he never that one time. He never that one time.
Well, you know what? Let me ask y'all this then, right? Let me ask y'all this. Okay, so like I was thinking what you were saying, right? Okay, let's say I like fighting games, right? And I'm gonna gravitate toward fighting game content. Now, if it's majority white, I'm trying to trace it back. Like, if I have experience in that, I will be there. So if somebody has experience with black people, I mean, can they not talk about black things either? I mean, if they have actual experience, yeah,
You know what? And I can speak on that because listen, I'm in the video game world.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the video and tech world, and so I got to be honest with y'all. You're going to end up dealing with very different diversities in those fields. Hell, if
That's
you're
what I
the,
was saying. Like everybody
so,
does have a specific area of
right,
expertise
so,
in every topic, right?
so the thing about it is, and I have to sometimes I let some people know, like, hey, I get that you hang around us, but you really don't know what we say or how we are behind closed doors. In other words, back in the day of the arcade machine, some of my Latin friends, right? Yeah, we will talk English around each other, But when they got around their parents or certain other people, you know what I'm saying? They would start speaking, Latin. Now I could say, "Whoa, what the fuck y'all saying?" They're like, "Chill, chill, chill, Joe. We just over there talking." I'll crack some jokes, but they'll be over there talking with their people, and guess what? They'll come right back over. Oh, don't worry. We just said that. Hey, we're gonna be over there with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Like, some of their parents thought some concepts about black kids, but that didn't stop the kids from doing what the fuck they did. The kids still rocked and rolled, ran with us. Same thing for me. They guess what? They're surprised to see my daddy walking around the goddamn house. When he showed up with a Super Nintendo, everybody's, what the fuck? My dad won't get me this shit. Your dad just bought you that? Yeah, he bought me a Super Nintendo. He's pretty cool. It was done. Like I said, maybe I didn't yeah, and I get you, David, saying God forbid criticism. But listen, I roll heavy with Dave Chappelle. Nobody had a problem with Dave Chappelle saying nigga, 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 and doing all kind of critiques on the black community. But all of a sudden, people turned up on Dave when they saw his wife. Knew Dave had an Asian wife. He's talked about him having a Hispanic girlfriend, a black woman, but the Asian girl was the one who rocked with him all the way up to even when he became successful. He has a Muslim dad. He went over to Africa. He made billions of dollars, and guess what? He spoke and stands on the square. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem that where some people they want to doggone play apology. If you see something fucked up, do you call it out or do you not say anything wrong? Again, right, HT, hanging around blacks and you know what I'm saying, hanging around blacks and being black are still quite different.
But you know what though? But not all black. But you know what though? I got some, because not all black people do have the same kind of experience, right?
We don't.
No.
We don't. People like to think we do, and I hate that when people look at one person and let's say, Lou, you can come over and hang with me and a few of us, me and Speak at a party, and any other time because we're your cousins. But then we all say, damn, the minute all of a sudden a car rolls up, you jump in there with your camouflage hunting jacket, your Crocs, or your sprees and your spurries. But I'm gonna be for real. It'd be sometimes be freaking me out when I'd be seeing black people wear spurries and shit, darker duck shorts and shit, and hunting clothes. Y'all motherfuckers don't even do a goddamn bit of hunting. But y'all be wearing all that hunting shit and jumping in the car and be saying nigga, 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 nigga. But I'm like, wait, so y'all say fuck the white man, but y'all wearing more of the white man's accessory clothes. And yet y'all don't. I said, do you even know what that jacket's for? That's a geothermal jacket for hunting early in the morning. Oh, this shit just look hot. That's a hunting jacket. How do you know that white man shit? Not white man shit. That's hunting. It's hunting shit. Now they might be looking at it like, why are you wearing that shit? Like, does he even hunt? It's literally goddamn 85 to 90 degrees, but you're wearing that shit. Just like I watched them when they walked their kids wearing a dog leash. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit about? You got your dog on your back, but your kid is walking in a dog leash on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this site? I like I said, I watch people, man. I don't qualify and tell people who, but I always look at when the minute I find out some shit. If there is no universal blackness, hang on, let me read this. If there's no universal blackness, then there is no true definition to black. This is why I don't get as worked up as other people. None of this makes sense or will matter in the long run. Now, yes or no, that is a subject of a matter of opinion. Somebody talking about defiling children, listen, that was universally just fucked up.
Yeah, I think with that, Yeah, I think with the trailer hood situation, because I mean there were white people who were, offended as well. I mean, so that's
Right. There were white
so
people. They weren't comfortable with that either.
yeah.
They,
This
they,
the trailer hood. I don't think that I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the trailer hood situation is. I know some people are making it. Uh, it is about race a little bit because I mean, black people just don't really make jokes like that for the most part. I mean, it just is what it is, right? And so you said universal blackness, and David, I see what you're saying, but I think that universal and majority are two different things, right? I mean, we could say majority of black people do have us, they do kind of have the same interests and same, ideology, right? For the most part, I don't. When you say universal, I don't know. I just don't. I don't really understand what you're saying by that. When you say universal blackness, like because I think we're specifically talking about black people in America, not necessarily like Oh no, they did. Oh my God, yes they did. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
watched my bad. Sorry.
like I said, like
mostly
listen,
America.
I mean, y'all can come up if y'all want to have the conversation. Y'all can come up. Listen. I'm not no doggone dictator of shit. Like y'all want to have the conversation as adults, we can have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's like somebody saying, "Well, define if you can't define blackness because then you'll also have to. Because then every individual is not the same. That's like somebody saying define whiteness, define yellow, define like you can't definitively define a particular race because no group is the same.
Right.
No group is the same. No mindset is the same. Like I don't like I said
And
like
then you start race mixing, and then
right,
oops, there goes
right, like
humanity.
exactly
Can't fix it now.
Yeah.
like like I never played this get along. If that was the case, then like I said, and you know what I'm saying, like y'all met Trailer through my channel. I allowed I allowed I allowed the server to people to come on my panel plenty of times. I allowed the server to people to come up on my panel. I allowed the pros to come up on my channel. I allowed different affiliated groups to come up on my panel. And I allow y'all to say stuff. I allow y'all to talk. I've talked to different people on other people's panels. I remember me and Lou butt heads a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
Did we?
yeah, no, we had different meetings of different talking points on political beliefs, but it was never
Oh,
something
okay.
where we slashed at each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we can fence back and forth. It's like I fence back and forth with Brother Speak, you know, with doggone James. Me and Trey just take off our shoes and our shirts and go behind the woodshed and just duke it out. Same thing with me and David. We'll just
No,
duke it out
and
in
you
the
know
back,
what though, but
but
I
we'll come
do
back around.
see what David is saying, right? Like when
Yeah,
we, if
he
you, if
makes
you,
he's not. It's not like he's not making sense.
right. I
I'm
know
never gonna
these.
say Trey and David don't make sense. Sometimes y'all can have that on my panel. I'm never going to not say. Listen, I will give Trey and David that when they call out certain shit. I'm like, that does make sense. That does have. There is a fair talking point somewhere in there that I can
Yeah.
understand. I
And
can't
you
get
know
mad
what?
at you for that.
And to what T96 said, I agree about the mixing thing because, like, if you really look at it, right, when you let's just keep it real, right? Like, let's look at sickle cell, right? Sickle cell is a recessive trait, right? That's found in most black people. So if you were a black person and you were to mix with somebody who's not of African descent, there's a high chance that your children will not have sickle cell, right? So I mean, it's kind of, I do think that I don't think race mixing is like. I think race mixing actually builds like a stronger genetic code. And a lot of times, a lot of people
Well,
don't like
let
to
me
hear
know
that.
before I do any mistakes with my race here.
So
It just depends on the people who's mixing,
listen,
cause
I'm not
Yeah.
listen. EMT
Wait,
is never going to dick police
No.
anybody in the bedroom. That is not. No, no. Listen, You can't listen. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If though they do know how to say, you know, if somebody would say, "Hey, how can y'all be mad about a white person shooting a black person?" But then the other article came out about a black person shooting a black person. Was that story less invalid?
Well,
I can't get mad that they said that because I'm like, yo, like let's be honest, like my first interaction for majority of blacks is going to be with a black person for the most part. Y'all, I'm just being honest. Like a good portion of black people don't even venture outside of their areas.
No, that's true. That is true though. I mean, it's
yeah.
not even. I mean,
So
it's just a
they
fact.
they don't. So you growing it's just like how I met some people who were in the military that were white. They never left Montana.
But the demographics of that are changing though, right? Because what is it? White people are starting to. Well, I forgot what it was. If you look at the majority is non-white,
Yeah, like
right?
white people, yeah, they're actually mixing and mingling now. They're publishing their
We
population
have
is
been
now
for
mixing.
years. I
Yeah,
mean, it's also not about like mixing. It's like, oh, you meet a girl, you think she's cool, you like her, you have a kid, boom, get married, I mean, like normal marriages happen. Like,
Right. I mean,
you
you look
know,
at the schools now. I mean, the schools are like a lot more diverse, and there's a lot more Hispanics now, a lot more immigrants coming through in America. It's just Asia's population doubled off since the last census. I mean, you're
I,
just gonna eventually get, what I mean, you're
you're
just
gonna
gonna get
lose
that.
definition soon. I mean, if you have blacks
that's gonna be
mixing with
we might
Asians,
need to
you've
go do
got
that conversation. We might need to
Blasians.
do a conversation about that. Like, I think at some point, it's like watching those futuristic cyberpunk movies, where at some point there might be a time where you're gonna be like, what the fuck is a black person? Or somehow everything gonna be Neo Tokyo or some shit where you're a black person speaking Japanese and you're like, how the fuck? Like, understand this. Listen, man. Troy, you don't avoid black folks. You were just on a black panel with us last night. Like,
Yeah, man.
understand
Yeah, Trey love black people. I don't know why he be acting like.
he do. But
But Trey love black people. I don't know why he be acting
Yeah,
like
he
he
just it's just certain black people you don't like.
just
right.
just say he has an affinity hate for niggas.
Right.
Just if he were to say that, that's like the Punisher hates criminals, but the motherfucker's a goddamn criminal.
Yeah, I said
And I'd be like,
don't let Trey fool y'all. Trey love black
I'd be
people.
like, well, I get what you're saying, Frank Castle, but Frank, you did shoot like 4 or 5 people, and they didn't even go to trial. Why does it matter? They're criminals. God damn it, Frank! Like you got to go to jail too, dude. Like you got to go to jail too. It's like understand. I might have to go give Trey the Punisher moniker and just let him go out there and do what he did. There ain't no way else to find that motherfucker. Like I said, um, actually that's true. Okay, now what you say about that, um, like at this point, there will be. I know a lot of people think that hey, segregation that's gonna be harder to change and sway the minds of younger people because younger people there's always going to be that blade of grass that's going to break through the concrete that's going to want to touch the sun. Okay, there's always going to be that one Afghan child that's going to want to say, "I want to cross the border into the other." Well, don't go across that border. Why? Like, I want to see what's over there. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to always have them. Like the new generation of kids, they're going out and beyond. Like you have it where second and probably third generation Hispanics, they don't hold those same traditional values. And you can't say, well, that's
Wait,
Western
hey,
culture.
wait, hold on. Hey, David, hold on, Dave. You said in the next 100 years how much your skin color matter. I disagree with that because they still talk about the black Confederates. 100 years from now, Obama will still be the first black president. Colin Powell is still the first black Secretary of State. I mean,
You
that's
can't,
that.
you
I
can't
don't.
erase
I don't really
history.
agree with that.
You can't erase history. Like history will always be history. I don't
I was
hide from that.
but that's not history. That's future.
The Taliban, the borders are very much open. They just got Chinese drill teams in there now. Like, stop. Look, man, when I was over there, the motherfucking goddamn Afghans were taking barbecue flavored pork chip, goddamn, to their goddamn family. Like, I don't hear that shit. When I was over there, they were over there trying to learn how to play fucking Madden with me. Like, stop. Like, no. People say one thing on the news, but when it comes time to go get resources and certain other stuff, them goddamn trade line. See, what opens up certain borders is trade. What opens up certain borders is trade. Japan is a very closed country. However, Japan has a lot of influence on other stuff. A lot of different other cultures, like neo-pop and pop music and different kind of stuff, is definitely over there. Like, I didn't believe it until I saw a motherfucker walking around with dreads and doing fucking goddamn fucking even in Korea. Motherfucking goddamn be going hard on a lot of goddamn
Yeah, but that's normal because it's the rest of the world.
Nobody
It's been
associates
like
Colin
that for
Powell
30
with
years
Jamaican.
already, at least.
Nobody
ask a
associate
question?
Colin Powell with being Jamaican.
No,
no, they just say he's black.
definitely.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
they
so I
just
ain't
call
know
him a black kid from the South Bronx. That's all they call him. Man. They don't call him that no goddamn
No.
Jamaican.
Can I
They
ask
call
a
him.
question?
Go
Just
ahead.
okay. Now, I think I was looking at David's question as far as like universal
Can David
blackness.
just come up like David? Just come up. I'm not gonna be reading all your shit.
Yeah, this comment reading is good. Yeah, y'all going to come. It's
Yeah,
Sunday. I mean,
Yeah,
but
it's
that
something, dude.
well, my question is like, can we even define black culture? Because I always we talk about like different things, but can we define black culture? Period. Because it's always seemed like
But this the thing. No other culture is asked to define it. We're the only ones asked to put ourselves in the box. You got white people that got Italian, Irish, all this stuff. Now nobody asks them to define themselves. And when one school shooter don't speak for the entire population of white people, but for us as black people, one black person is the definition of every black person. But they don't play by the same rules, and we shouldn't have to define ourselves because we are not a monolith. Just like they got their Italian, Irish, and whatever else they got, Swedish, British, or whatever descendants. And don't nobody say white people define y'all. We shouldn't have to go. I'm me. You want to learn about me, you be my friend and hang around me. Otherwise, you're just looking for some talking points for some book to support some BS that you want to do. If you want to be
okay.
right for black people, become friends with them. And don't say this
Well,
person, black person, represent that one. Because we don't say the person from the trailer park represent the person from the suburbs.
okay.
And they
Well,
don't do it to each other.
I'm
All
not
right.
talking about
Do you know
in
what
terms of
culture
other
is?
people outside of the culture. I'm talking about inside the culture because I like we have people talk about ADOS and then we talk about all
My black
different other.
southern culture is different from somebody else's. My black South Florida culture is different from somebody black Mississippi culture. Is different from somebody black New York culture.
Well,
We
yeah,
are different
because you're predefining the culture. If
because
you're
we're what?
saying it's black, Southern Florida,
I'm saying
uh,
we're not a
Keys,
monolith.
close to Jamaica, this city, Miami only, then yeah, then that's.
Even my black Florida culture is different from my husband. My black country culture
Okay.
is different from his black Miami culture.
But when
We're
did
the only people
cultures
asked
start to separate into races?
races.
Races,
Bingo.
yeah. What?
Because when you
Like,
talked about white people a second ago, the way white people define it, as I understand it, don't get me to speaking for the white man, but the way I understand it, white people see themselves as nationality, their ethnic culture. So they're French white people, they're German white people, they're Swiss white people, they're Russian white people. They don't necessarily see themselves as white people. They see themselves as
see
German and French
Yeah,
and
themselves
when
as
they
Swiss.
came
German.
to
Right.
America, they all became Caucasian. That's what they have on the box, and we don't put that on them. We don't say what their culture is. We either get to know them and
You're all
anybody got
Americans, aren't
common
you?
sense. We know
Yeah,
Well,
that
Ma'am,
All
maybe they
Italians
all
are
became
different.
American. They didn't all become Caucasian. They all became American because
But
even under whiteness, they all still fight each other. There's signs going there say no Italians allowed and no Jews allowed. Like they don't get along enough to consider it
I'm
a
saying,
solid block.
my thing is when white people say, well, my black friend, we don't my white friend over here don't do this here or associate all white people with doing one thing, but they want to do it to us. We're never going to have to define ourselves because we all have different nuances and different places where we come from. We're all, now with some things we have in common. Like you probably ain't going to find a damn black person that wasn't followed around in the store. But that's not our culture. We do have commonalities, but we do have differences and nuances. And they only try to do that to put us in a box, and it's usually to a negative to us for us to define ourselves or what our culture. Our culture is vast. It can be blues. It can be, I mean, the things that we do within our culture, the blues, the hip hop, the cooking here, this type of stuff is different. And we don't have to label ourselves or pigeonhole ourselves into one box. Like the lady was saying, she was a black person that liked to do things that weren't considered traditionally black. There is no one traditional thing
No,
of what a
Well,
culture.
black
man,
person is.
if you
But
call it black anything, aren't you pigeonholing it by definition once
no,
you call
but
it a
when
black
we say
thing?
white, when we say we're saying black because we're not the white. We're not
But there
white.
is
But
no
when white
black thing and
people,
there is no
but
white
when
thing.
white people say, but when we talk about white people, we don't ask them to define. Now they want to talk about what they do within their thing, but we don't expect one white person to be the example for all white person and all of them to do the same thing. And we
Let's
have to have that same thing
And
with
in
black
all
people. We're not,
fairness,
we don't all
why would anyone
have the
do it
same traditions.
the
No,
other
I
way
see what
around?
David's saying though. I see what David's saying because like that is a good point. Like, what is white culture? Right. I
There
I mean,
mean,
really
I could
is no.
name a
There's
whole
American culture.
thing, a whole bunch of things that I would
No,
consider white culture, but somebody else could come back in and revert that. But
Do white people in
I
Germany
would
do what
call it
white people in
culture.
America do?
I would call it culture. I
I,
mean,
I,
but you know what the definition of culture is, right? Versus not culture.
like,
go ahead
I
and
think
explain it
no. Like, here's
so
the
we could
thing.
be on the same page.
Well, hold on.
Right.
So the thing about it is this, and I said it. I'm glad we're having the discussion. Like I said, I keep it open. Like I said before, and David will tell you before he started his channel, David used to come over here, and David, did we not talk about almost every type of thing? Like, believe me, we even bucked against the people that were against us because I was running against cuties, and motherfuckers were mad. And I'm like, wait, why are y'all defending cuties?
It
That's
was
not.
mostly chicks defending cuties, though.
Yeah, that was a lot of chick defending cuties. Too much for our night.
Yeah, that was
That
creepy.
BMT is that's an eye opener in my opinion. But continue.
Shut up. We're not going to go back to that discourse. But the thing about it
Cutie
was,
spoke to something in women that it didn't speak to in men, and
Yes,
that's
get
why
up
this
there,
wasn't.
girl.
no,
Yeah,
cutie shouldn't have
Because
yeah,
shit to speak to.
yeah.
Cutie just
You
walked
Yes,
up.
interpret.
let it
Yeah, it
out.
sure did speak to
Let
you.
it out. Tell us why you love it, girl. Tell us why you
No,
love it.
cutie didn't have a damn thing, and they were speaking.
no, well, it from you can only say from your perspective because what cuties did show is how a child that was a girl was really responsible for the entire household, but still didn't have a voice within that household. Even
That's
her
what you saw.
brother, as a child, yeah, because that's not your experience. You don't live that, so that's why you wasn't able to see that. But yeah, a little girl was literally responsible for that whole house. But growing up, she got the least respect. She did the most. She even kept her little brother,
She paid the
but she
bills.
got the least
Did she
respect.
feed everybody? Did
No,
she clothe
and
everybody?
yes, she was. She was. She
wait, David,
was.
did
She
you
was
see it,
literally.
David?
Yes, she was.
Me and
No, no,
David,
Did you
She
watch?
was.
we did
Did you watch it,
a
David?
no, no. I'm
Well,
asking questions. I'm
they
only
couldn't
asking
have
Yeah,
questions
done
here.
that
that's
I
why we
without
haven't
don't
seen
seeing
know.
it.
right.
Because when
let
she
us.
said she was responsible for the house, I'm like, what does that mean? Like outside of the emotionality, how was she actually
No, she was
responsible for the
responsible for
house?
taking care of her brother, and
How?
even when her mother
He's
had,
a big brother.
she had.
How?
No, he was her little brother. What are you talking about? You didn't
Okay,
obviously didn't see the movie,
maybe
but
I'm confused.
yeah, you are confused.
No, because that was
You
a
didn't see
scene
the
with like
movie,
They
an
but you are
older
they
confused.
uncle
have
or
done
something
that
You
that took
without
her
didn't see
doing
it.
phone.
the
You didn't see
the
it, so you
the.
don't have no right to speak
Did,
on it because you don't know what you're talking about because you didn't watch the movie.
and
Well,
let
I'm
me
asking
But
and
you
I'm
questions.
gonna
I'm
try
not
to
be
making
create an
definitive
argument.
statements here.
But you go back and watch the movie, and then you come back and you tell me what you saw. But you cannot create an argument on something you obviously did not watch because anybody who watched that movie knew that she was taking care of her younger brother. So you
Well, Persia, you
obviously
made the
don't watch it,
argument. I'm
but you
asking
create
questions.
but you're trying to make an argument and
Hold
you're
on,
trying to hit to
wait.
points that aren't when it's obvious you haven't even watched the movie.
That's
So
why I asked
watch it and
questions.
come back.
It's your argument versus my questions.
And my thing is watch it and come back.
Okay. So here's the thing about it. So I'm gonna say this. So in looking at that, one, we have cultured. This has always been the biggest
Hey,
argument.
Trey in the back, BMG.
Oh,
I don't
Trey's
know
in the
if
back.
he,
I didn't know he's in the back.
yeah.
Okay, let me do that. So, uh, here we go. So we have it where it's the cultured versus. It's always been the cultured versus the non-cultured. You'll have it where, I've seen this for years. This is something that's been a big argument in the community or in not I won't even say the community. I just want to say but that's how we say the black hole is literally you'll have it where you're black or you're non-black. Either you understand black people or you don't get black people. Listen, I guess I was weird, but I was that kid that was watching anime and Ninja Scroll and shit.
Yeah, I
But
was too.
you know what I'm saying? So I've been there when they were like, hey, like, are you black nigga? Like, no, I like rock and roll. I like Pantera. I like Queen. You know, I like stuff like that. So I get it. Granted, I was interested in hip hop. You know, if it was lyrical hip hop, but in that, I really did not care. I really didn't care too much at some point, but there was other things that intrigued me at for the most part. Now, in saying that, if there were certain things that listen, man, like I get it. Like when we big up other things of dysfunctionality, other groups do that too. I'm not gonna lie and say that they don't, but we don't have to say that like, well, white people they do this, well, they do that also, or Hispanic people. Like everybody does that. Like that's why I said like, if you're not in that home, you wouldn't know. But we also have other people here on the panel. I want to make sure that they get to talk. We have Trey, and as well as we have David. What's going on, y'all? What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Trey,
Oh
what up?
yeah,
You just
yeah.
jumped in.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm just watching the game. What's up?
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for David, but yeah, man. I'm just been peeping in. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, depending on where you're at.
Mhm.
I'm just tuning in, man. It's just we all have different experiences. Like I grew up around 99.9% black folks. And eventually it came to my mind like I'm tired of this. Like I grew up around dysfunction. I watched the dysfunction day in and day out. And it didn't just come from the lower class, the single mamas. I watched the dysfunction just slowly build in the community and walking away like, 20, when I was 22, I'm 46 now. Like it couldn't have been any better for me. The only problem I did was bring my ex-wife along with me. I saved her. And even though she acts like a damn strag, she ain't trying to go back to the community. She's living good off freaking in my house in a nice ass neighborhood. She ain't trying to go back. And a lot of folks that she know where we came from. And that's one thing I will give her credit for. She would not allow my kids to be around the fuck shit because my kids know nothing of this community stuff. You talk this pro black anything to them, and they're like, "Huh? What?" They know. Like I give her credit. She knew better, and to keep our kids away from that stuff. And to the young lady on the panel, ma'am, with all due respect, I ain't never been followed around in a store. Neither of my kids, or even my ex. We just built different.
When I was in South Korea, I was being followed. I mean, like blatantly followed as if I was about to steal something. I mean, that was, man,
Yo,
that's
can I
And
just make
even
a
if you
quick
were
point
not
too?
followed in person, you were probably followed on camera because we have all seen that how they
Followed
break
on
that stuff down.
camera.
So
but
yes,
my thing
because
is though, but
let me say
That's
I'm
their job.
47. I'm 47,
Yeah,
so I grew
ma'am.
up a little bit maybe earlier than you. But before it was cameras, it was the in-person stuff. So
I,
I
I,
was
Ma'am,
born in
have
I'll,
the
you
I'll
ever
be,
ran a
70s.
business in the ghetto? Have you ever
I'll,
ran a business in a black neighborhood, ma'am?
I was raised in no, I didn't raise. I run a business in the black neighborhood because when I live and I'm still in the black neighborhood, I
It's a
work.
yes or
I don't
no.
run a business.
No.
I don't run a business in the black
So
neighborhood.
so
I
you
am
don't
not
know
a
what it's
business
like to
owner.
defend your property. So you don't know what it's like to defend your merchandise.
Sir, I'm not talking about what you're talking about. This man just
We're
said he was
talking
never
about the
followed
same
around
thing,
in the
man.
store. He said he
Yeah,
was never
ma'am,
followed around in
ma'am,
the store.
ma'am. You just
And
moved
I
into cameras.
guarantee
You
you,
just said they follow
I
you on
guarantee
camera.
you he was followed around in the store on by
Why?
cameras.
Man, we're the
May I ask
same
a
age,
question? Why
man.
are you just assuming that he was?
And we okay. I said well. Let me say this here. I'm sure the majority of black people have had the
Okay,
Listen,
experience of
this is
being
what
followed
comes
okay,
in
with
the
that
but
store.
black shit. This is
Okay,
but
what
he
comes
said
with
so
he
it.
the
didn't.
majority of black, I'm sure. How many black people on this panel, and how many black people have been followed around in the store?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't.
That's
I gotta
what
We
just
I'm.
keep
got
it.
we got
That's
I
what I'm
gotta be
seven.
saying.
honest, bro. I
How many
We
was
black
keep
people have
making
been followed
followed.
we
around in the
keep
store that they
making
know of?
assumptions that every black person been followed in a
Yes.
store because you
Oh, I'm
can't
sorry. I
make
got to
that
check out
assumption.
my company. Okay.
Sure, sure.
I just come to get those
No,
pants.
but let me say this real quick. I mean, I was just saying it because real talk, I was followed. I mean, it was me and my friends. We were in the military. We were black. The
In Korea,
dude,
right?
yeah, in South Korea, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this was not America, so I'm
Yeah.
just prefacing it, but
Well, that's the thing.
and it
There's
wasn't
some
like
people
on
who
some. It was very menacing. Like the dude was really on our like he was like 2 feet behind us. It wasn't even like subtle. You know what I mean? The dude was really on our necks. Like
Can
But
I
And
rip the
this was
scab
what
off this
year?
thing? Because like, how many times in the last 2 months have we seen these videos where they have whole crews who walk in? You know, Chicago just said we're not going to prosecute shoplifting. Any theft under like a certain amount, we're not going to prosecute. I don't see armies of white kids running in these stores stealing the whole aisle floor.
Very hard.
So I'm sure white kids are doing it, but on the whole, there's something else going on here. So I don't really feel that much offense at the concept of the black kids are getting followed more. Maybe the black kids steal more. Have we ever considered that? Maybe if you run a
yeah,
business on
I mean,
on, on
that's fair.
downtown on downtown Malcolm X Boulevard, more than likely black kids are going to steal from you.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, that is fair. I mean, that's
You know
probably a
that
reason why it's probably army niggas was in there before me, right? And they probably were stealing. So it's just, I mean, it's just
And
that's
it's
probably
not
why the
your
dude was followed.
fault,
yeah,
right?
Right,
It's
and
not
Lou,
your fault.
and Lou, I went to Korea with some long tabbers, some white guys, and one Asian dude, and the Korean dude that was like our escort. Well, no, it wasn't. It was a Korean long tabber, SF guy. And we traveled, me, a redheaded white guy, and a Korean dude that spoke English. All around, we weren't followed. Could it be because, I don't know, maybe because I was with a diverse crew? I was dressed differently. I spoke differently. I walked upright. I was told this in Honduras by, some Garifuna, some black Hondurans. They're like, oh, we knew you were American. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you need to blend in better. I'm like, what? Yeah, you walk upright. You stand in the way you dress. Black Hondurans don't dress like that.
you
No,
move differently.
and that's
You
fair.
move
I mean,
differently.
we had Jordans on, and we were stereotypical Black Americans. I mean, it wasn't.
Like,
I hate to say it like that, but I mean, we were stereotypically. We were
I think
dressed.
the thing about it is this, and this is like if y'all look at a lot of my feeds, I don't hardly wear much name brand stuff. I can buy it easily, you know what I'm saying, but I don't have a problem going inside Best Buy with sweatpants, a t-shirt, and probably some kicks, some little sneakers, as long as they're comfortable on my feet, like some Pumas or something like that, and I got a hat on. I'll go in there and I just go get what I need and I get the hell out. I don't really mess with too much. I like I said, like you're known for the company and the way you act and maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Before I got off a boat or went out there to around other people, listen, they would tell me, hey, this group of people did this. Don't do that. Don't walk around playing loud music. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like you got noise ordinances and stuff. Like it's not hard not to want to be part of dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? Uh, again, I have certain rules of conduct, regardless of race or ethnicity or gender. I call it out because I keep a certain standard because that shows the concept of my belief. Okay, so like I said, I have no smoke if certain people they want to call out certain stuff. They say, hey, we got this kind of fuckery going on in the community. Why are we not talking about it? y'all may not like them calling it out, but they're talking about it. And just the same way is, are y'all gonna call out the shit on there? You know what I'm saying? Great. Yeah, I own that. I will own that. Most of the servitors would have met, so-called person if not through my channel. I ain't jump on them. They had a good conversation. I believe the conversation was about fathers want to have the right to also choose if they get to keep the baby. Was that not the conversation y'all were having, David?
Financial abortion.
Yeah, right. And did I try to stop y'all from having a conversation, or did I let y'all have the conversation?
Well, you hosted the conversation.
Right. I hosted it, and actually I walked away and just let y'all talk. I just let y'all talk. I didn't even stop y'all. I said, well, guess what? He found a friend. Yep. Go have at it. Now, where it went from there for anybody else, I let men talk and I let women talk and I let y'all do what y'all do. But if you see something off code, hey, we don't rock like that. Or we don't do that. Like, okay, you can go with him, but make sure you know don't do that. So I don't got no qualm with people, but I just say hold accountability. Now the problem I have is people are complaining in this space about why are y'all talking to white people? That to me is a very big contradiction. I'm gonna be
I mean,
honest.
and let me just say this real quick. That's what kind of does kill me though. Like I understand like what he said, but you can't stop people from consuming content. YouTube is a search engine.
Yeah.
People search
Yeah.
for content. I mean, you can't. You're gonna like you don't own YouTube. You can't stop somebody who, if you put the link in the chat, you don't know what type of person is gonna get on. People are saying like, "Oh man, y'all should have never had a white person on." And I don't really get down like that. I mean, I don't think white people should be just, I don't think we should do segregation, right? But I do think like, you know,
No,
certain
it's
shit just people just have to be
Oh
aware of
God,
what they're gonna say. Go
why'd
no,
you
ahead.
it's
put
just
that on
certain.
the screen, BMT?
Because
Really?
she's holding you accountable. She's holding you
Yeah,
accountable.
yeah.
She's holding
All
you
right,
accountable.
but BMT, and this is
What?
the
She's holding you
this is
accountable.
the problem. All right, what does it look like to
What?
hold a woman accountable?
She's holding
All right,
you
because we
accountable.
can all agree, cut my nuts off and take my balls away, right? How do
She's
we
holding
hold
you
women
accountable.
accountable? What does that look like? Can you cut
She's
her nuts
holding
off
you
and take her
accountable.
balls away? How do we do that?
Hmm?
Uh, well, if you
I just
cutting
say close your
the
legs.
penis off
I've
of the
got
balls, then that's
No,
not a
no,
woman.
seriously.
So
She's
What does
holding
it
that
look
might
you
be the
like to
accountable.
hold
problem.
women accountable? Because this is a
hey,
conversation that the whole fucking country is afraid to
You
have.
ain't holding
What does it look
uh,
like to hold them
that off.
accountable? Because you don't want
hey,
to do that. You want to hold men
I'll
accountable.
I'll
okay,
just
this
say
went
this. My
left.
my last 30-day ban on Zuckbook was for telling a
Y'all not
woman
about
to
to get
close
my
her
fucking
legs. To tell a woman close her legs got me freaking dag on a 30-day ban.
Well. Look, if a man
You're not
doesn't
about to get my
if a
fucking
man doesn't keep it in his pants, he'll face some kind of consequence. But if a woman doesn't keep her legs closed, she doesn't face any consequence. So I feel like that's an incomplete solution. What is the
Well,
actual consequence? What does
well,
it look like to hold them accountable? Niggas don't want to go down that road. Scared as hell. I don't know why. They're just girls, bro.
The close your legs
well,
joke is from high school 20 years ago.
We ain't talking about a joke, bro. We talking seriously. The products of the demon spawns of these single moms are the ones riding in that school in Louisiana where dads got to show up and be community eunuchs. You know, the spawns of these women that can't keep their legs closed are the ones that were running through the freaking what was it, the Magnificent Mile in Chicago, the ones shoplifting in groups in San Francisco.
Hey,
Yeah,
yo, you
it's
know
time
what?
for them to keep their legs closed.
And you know what I learned yesterday? I was on a panel yesterday morning with Sheila and fucking cerulean retarded ass came up there. And you know what I realized? See, no matter how much these women talk about wanting to help things and fix the problems, all of their solutions amount to maintaining the single mom stranglehold. They will never offer a solution that actually reduces the number of single moms. What they offer is ways to make single motherhood more palatable and easier to get through. Like, no, that's not going to solve the problem. You have to make life harder so your choices get better. If life is too easy, you're going to make retarded choices.
yeah, I can agree with that. You know, if
like I
you
said,
Condoms.
you make it to where people get bailed out for making dumbass decisions, then yeah, there's no they're not going to change. They just going to be they going to follow pretty much what they desire instead of what will be practical.
And then you know
Like
what's
I
so
said,
crazy? I'm on a panel full of a majority married panel, right? Even the women who was baby mamas got married after the fact. And I got the nerve to say, well, the reason, the way to really solve these problems isn't, putting washing machines in school and giving the kids more meals. And why don't you just buy a whole house for the kids? Why don't you put all the fucking kids in one house? Like, that's not how you solve the problem. How about you just stop encouraging single motherhood? And all of these married people lost their fucking minds, bro. That shit blew me away.
Oh yeah, that's you. You probably you probably shit on their lawn and kicked their dog
Yeah,
when
the
you said stuff
auntie
like
and
that.
them. The
And she said,
Nims.
Yeah,
"Hey, she said, if
Yo,
women
what's up?
get
What's
legs
up,
closed."
BMT man?
So
hey,
we
what's up?
originally started talking about a panel about a white man talking racist
I
joke and
know.
A white
pedophilia,
man, dog.
and
You
it
talking to
ends
a
up
white man? What
into
are you
black
talking about?
woman
What you
accountability.
talking about?
That's what the
You
panel has
talking to a
evolved
white man?
into. This is
No,
what the
hold up,
panel
man.
has
Y'all talk
evolved
too
into.
motherfucking
It
shit.
was a
Hey, yo,
panel.
Hey,
I got work
BMT,
to
what's
do,
up with
but
this
I just
dude?
wanted to make this
What
point
BMT, you
that a
talking to a
panel that
white man?
started
What
off
you
about
talking
white
about,
pedo
girl? What you
has now
talking about, girl?
devolved
You
into
talking all your
Michael,
shit? What you
single
Michael,
talking
mama
about, girl?
accountability.
Michael,
Shut
This
the
is
fuck
Michael,
the
up real quick,
fuckery,
dog. I'm
the
gonna shut you
entire
down, and I'm gonna
fuckery.
shut
It's
all these other
something that
motherfuckers down that you got on
I'm
your
going to
panel,
shut this shit
BMT.
down. A
Hey,
BMT,
panel
B,
you ain't gonna
BMT,
shut
that
nothing down. What you shutting down?
hey, this
devolved
nigga,
You
this
ain't
nigga
gonna
into
shut
trolling,
black
shit
man.
down.
women
You talking, dog?
accountability.
Why
This
you keep
is the
talking, man?
whole entire fuckery. Why they
Wakanda
could come in
forever.
here
Man, you
and
talking? No,
talk.
I'll
This is
bang your
why the
ass, dog. I'll
this is
fucking
why the
bang your
white
ass. What you
racists
talking
can
about,
come
dog?
in
I'll
here
bang.
and pretend
okay,
to be
okay,
down for the
Hey,
cause.
BMT, this
hold
what I,
on,
This is why.
let me say this
This
though,
is
real
why
quick.
a white racist can
hold
come in
on.
here and pretend to be down for the cause, and now you got a black man talking about single mama accountability or single black mama accountability. This is the entire fuckery of why they come in and see these divided spaces and do what the fuck they do because this.
We
And
don't
that's
need
I
unification
got
with
work
you.
to do,
We
and
don't
I'm
need to
clean this,
unify
but
with
I
your
couldn't
ass. Go
believe
get
that.
married.
Who the fuck you think you talking
Unify with your
to?
husband.
Okay,
I ain't got
okay.
time for the ignorance. But
And
BMT, my point I wanted to make on your panel is that this started about a pedo, and now it's single mama, black mama accountability, and we wonder why people come in from the outside and divide up the black community. That's all I got to say. I'm actually not gonna listen from the clouds. I'm finna check out.
Okay. All
Have
right.
a good afternoon, man.
Y'all wanted to
Now,
say, yeah, like this is what I was saying. How come we get white people like that? How come white Harvard graduates never come on the panel?
you know
Like, how
what?
can,
We just gonna
because
get it. Hey,
because
why
look,
it's
they
look,
always
got
these
better
type of
things
white
to
people that
do.
like
I don't
Stop
ever get the.
making fun of
No, no,
me.
no. I'll take that back. No, I'll take that back because no, I do get the. Now here's the thing. What?
oh my bad. Oh, you right. The dude to the left of me, what? My bad. No, he's
Right,
cool.
like
My bad.
no,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
James and me, Here's
It's
the
all
thing.
good.
Here's the thing. Whenever we have level, logical, tech, constitutional based conversations, my view count will probably be like 6 or 7. Like like we'll literally be talking at a frequency of logic. Motherfuckers don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So then I'm like, okay, let me dumb it down. Not saying I'm calling people stupid, but let me dumb it down, and then people will come in. So then I'm like, okay, I get it. So you can have, like I said, like you can have certain conversations, and you got to ask, what is it? And I'm asking, what is it that this sector wants? What is it that y'all want? Y'all say, hey, we have the best and brightest in this sector, or we want to have these conversations. But then, when you have the conversation, y'all get mad if other people come here. I have people that I don't know what the fuck y'all want anymore. Y'all keep talking about
I'm
every.
gonna tell you what they want. I'm gonna
Y'all
tell you
got
exactly what they want,
cookout.
bro.
Y'all got to tell me where the fuck this cookout is at. Like, and
They
who's in this cookout? But I might need to get the fuck out.
Good morning. I mean, good afternoon.
Hey,
before you
Sheila.
jump
What's
before you
your
jump in,
name?
Sheila, let me just say this one thing before you
Okay, go
jump in.
ahead.
This is what I've discovered. What the clan wants is to remain the matriarchal clan, but to also have all the productivity as the patriarchal family setup. Go.
Okay. It's so funny you was saying that. I call him Hoodie yesterday because my mother was listening, and what you was saying, it was so much going on the piano, and what you saying was right. And like I said, it start with home, holding the us young ladies accountable. And remember, I said it was so much going on. I said marry before carriage, because the end of the day is majority of young people having these kids could not afford them. And I say I promote marriage. I say even in my family, all the young guys in my family are married. And remember
After you interrogated me, we finally got to that point of a
because
you interrogated me as soon as I opened my mouth. You want to know about my
if
whole
you feel
family
like
and
that,
all
I
this shit.
apologize.
Why is it important to know my family history to agree that marriage is important?
No, y'all was going back and forth and all that or whatever.
I fought you and your whole panel. You didn't control your panel, so you got to eat that.
No, yes, I did. I was telling them you was talking about taxes. I don't know how I got from taxes to how many kids you had and all this.
No, it went like this, Sheila. You ladies were talking about programs to help certain disadvantaged kids, and so I'm thinking about where the money comes from. And so instead of you guys responding with a private thing, you just started going off. I'm like, whoa. So all right, why you want to spend my tax money like this? Later on, it became no, we can do this privately, and that's when I bowed out.
No, because I was saying, okay, our tax money, to take out state taxes, city tax, and federal tax. And I was saying that if you were so concerned about your tax money, I said, won't you bring that up to your elected officials, because they take our local taxes too. Because you kept on saying, then it went from when you came on the panel, it went from taxes to baby mamas, children, all this other stuff. And I was like, and my mother was hearing it too. And my mother you know what? My mother was hearing it. And she was like, you know what, Sheila, talk to this young guy, because the end of the day is when you were saying that you do want to get married, but the
I do
young
not.
lady
No, I do not want to be married. I tried that, didn't work out. I'm not willing to try again.
Remember you
that
said
was exactly
she didn't
how
want to
it
marry
went.
you?
Right. So why would I be trying to marry somebody else? Like I got enough problems. I don't want to add to my problems.
Yes. And I said, that's good. I said, okay, that's good. I said, let's go somewhere else. But the conversation was so much going on. It was going other place.
No. What happens is this. Nobody wanted this deal in the reality of how do you address female accountability in these situations? Because really when we're removing all the money from the government, we're taking money from women. So that's female accountability. We're forcing more accountability on you. And when I approach the conversation from that angle, everyone brings up all of these canards. Oh, you ain't got a wife. You ain't married. What does that have to do with what's right or wrong? What does that have to do with understanding the proper order of things? Even if I fail at the proper order, I know what it is. And so when I get a panel full of a bunch of already married people taking offense at the fact that I say, you know what? Yeah, you need to promote the family first, and that's how you solve these problems. I don't get the pushback. Like I didn't even say anything disrespectful. So it doesn't matter that your mom was listening.
But you and the other,
your panel was disrespectful.
That was
your panel was disrespectful.
I mean, that's why I was like, wait a minute, everybody. Come on, one at a time, or whatever. I said, because the end of the day is let's get to the root of the problem. And that's holding young mothers and young girls accountable. Because the end of the day is, right? The end of the day is we are the keeper of our body. They cannot have kids by keeping their legs closed. In order for them to have a baby, they have to lay down with a guy.
Well, right? Sheila, this is the part of the conversation where you kicked me off totally, and I left. So I didn't try to come back. But how do we hold women accountable? Because you asked me if a woman wants to have a baby and doesn't want to get married, what am I supposed to do? And I said I don't want to have to give her nothing. Once I said I don't want to have to give a woman nothing because she chose to have a baby on her own,
not true.
You guys got rid of me. So how do you hold? How do we hold women accountable?
I did not say that. That's not true.
The clip is still up, right? The show is still up, man. You can watch on your own.
Like this.
How do we hold women accountable? We agree, cut man's nuts off and take his money. What do you do to women though?
This is what I said. I said like this. It starts in the house. We are our child first teachers. And I said, it starts with the parents. Now, Trinity was there. That's what I said. And there was other conversations going on with Lovely Lee said she was a single parent and this and that. I said I was married at a young age. Because I know raising kids is not cheap. And that's when I was saying about Pampers and similar and stuff like that. And there was so much going on. So I just want to make it clear. I don't condone single parent. I don't.
So
never have.
Could it be
being single? No, I don't. I don't.
Could it be that fathers are the issue? Could it be the lack of proper fathers are the issue?
I can't say
precisely.
that. The only thing I could say is, like I teach my daughters, we are the keeper of our bodies. The end of the day is
But you're not the keeper of the family.
the father are. So
Yeah.
the end of the day is the head, the man is the head of the household. So my husband taught my daughters.
And that's what's lacking,
and matter
Sheila.
of fact, he taught them with respect for the man, and their first date was with their father. Because
But that's what's lacking, Sheila.
Excuse me?
That's what's lacking.
I know,
it's
and that's what I
proven
was
fact.
saying. It is lacking. Morals and standards, just period, is lacking. And that's why I said go back to the household. And this is the side effects, because you have kids having kids after kids, because you've seen it in the household. If I keep on seeing the same old thing, I'm going to think it's normal. And not like I told him, you have 3 kids and you're not married. So someone will take advantage of that as a come up. They will use social service. They will use Section 8. They will use child support.
Stop right there, Sheila. So why do you blame the man when the woman has all the
I
motivation to
have not
not follow
blamed
the
the
plan?
man. I hold both of y'all accountable.
So what the hell happened on that panel the other day?
Because it wasn't me. I wasn't really doing all. I was trying to talk. I was like trying to hold the pen. Wait a minute. Because Lovely was saying different stuff and you was agreeing with her. And you were like, yeah, and yes, and whatever like that. And I'm glad, you know what, that I had seen you to make it clear. No, I do not. I never have. And BMT know me. I do not accept single parenthood. I don't.
I appreciate you saying that, but we haven't got a definitive answer on how do you hold women accountable.
It start with the mothers, the parents.
No, what physically or literally does that look like? Like in real time, in real practice, what does it look like?
You can
and when they do that, what
why
happens
you asking
then?
a question like that any damn way, man? You sound like a fucking lame.
Well, that's why you
Because I
go
need
to
her to
school,
answer.
right?
It's fine.
Bro, when you talk to women, you
Why
make
you
sure you get a
asking her-
direct
why
answer.
you
That's
asking
how.
her
This is
that
how you
shit,
talk to
dog?
adults, bro. You get
You need
direct
to ask
answers.
yourself
It's
that,
fine.
man.
It's fine. It's all right. Because you know what? That's what I do in the community. I have a round table. And majority of these kids that, and they're not just from the inner city, they're towns, outskirts, and everything. The end of the day is they're not being taught at home. They're not taught at home. And you got to let them know there are consequences behind your actions. And I always
What are
tell my
they?
2 beautiful daughters, if you get married, you ain't getting no social service. You're not getting child support. You're going to finish school.
But that's not
And
true.
in the end of the day, is
But
that
that's not
father
true,
that had,
Sheila. That's the problem. That's not true. They will get those things. That's my point. What does it look like to really hold them
but you
accountable?
know what? You got to realize too, sometimes you could teach your kids and give them morals and standards. They're still going to do what they want to do. But
So
they
there
got
is
to
no
let them know when
accountability.
they do what they want to do, there are consequences, right?
Do
What
the
are
kids
they though?
nowadays have
So,
no
so
other
is
ambitions but
accountability
to get
where
pregnant and have a
no, hold on,
child?
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Does
Come on, bro.
accountability go to the woman or the father?
We both agree. You cut the man's
You
nuts
know
off
what?
and
I'm
take
be
his
honest.
money,
Can
bro.
I be
That's male
honest here,
accountability.
guys?
What is female accountability
Wait,
though?
Yeah, where
can
the
I be
After the nuts
accountability
are
honest?
comes
gone
to
and
the
after the money
mother.
is gone, what do you do with the women?
Wait, we spend more time with our kids than the father, because at the end of the day, we are nourishers. So
Okay.
by the time we do everything, then when my husband come home, you know what, the
But
kids
I
don't do
gotta say
homework and
something
stuff
though.
like that.
Why do you
So it's really
father
us
though?
as
Why you
people.
gotta shit
back to the nigga
daddy
shit.
though?
Go ahead. And
But why
it's
you
us.
got a shitting ass baby daddy though? Why you got a shitting ass baby
Back to the
daddy?
No,
dysfunction.
I
Back to
was
the
married.
dysfunction.
I was married.
Okay, I'm not saying
Yeah,
women got shitting
I
ass
don't,
baby
like I
daddy though.
said,
That
it's a
ain't shit
cycle.
though.
It's a cycle, because the end of the day is people with the see that what they're gonna do, and then some people not doing it. They're not doing that in ignorance. They just don't know. They're not being taught. They're not.
You know,
A lot of these people.
you
A lot of these,
can't
they're
talk.
not. Come
You
on,
know,
let's keep it real, guys. Come on.
Can you ever say, hold on, I'll say one thing. Can you ever say motherfuckers just don't give a fuck?
I'm saying both. I'm saying I'm holding both of y'all accountable.
All right, and if you don't have
But you're
both,
not though.
what are they teaching you in school? Nothing.
No, the
They
parents are
don't
the
teach you
first
how to use
teachers.
condoms. They
The
don't teach you
parents
how to
are the
use the
first
pill.
teachers. The
Women,
parents are the first
young girls
teachers.
don't have access to a
The
gynecologist.
parents are your first teacher. So when you go into school, Just like with your
Yeah, they're your
ABC,
first
1, 2, 3,
teacher, but
your
until
child
what
should know
age?
that by the time they're in pre-K. So when
Hey,
they go to school, when the teacher's teaching them something, they already know it. And
But
then
where teachers come in, dog? We can't blame the
Excuse
parents,
me?
dog. Simple as
Excuse
that.
me?
your connection is horrible,
It's the
bro.
fucking
Yeah,
parents,
and
dog.
and,
Can't
and,
blame
and
the
you on
You
some,
Borging,
and you on
homie.
some, and you on some
The
nigga shit too.
teachers, the parents, everybody work
motherfucker, dog.
together.
Stop, dog.
You
And
said
see, that's
Still,
what
You
y'all don't
Borging big time,
understand.
homie.
Let's keep
I
it
can
real
barely
here.
What's
hear
up?
you, man.
BMT, do you think I'm making sense?
Michael,
Let's keep
your
it real.
connection.
Everybody got to be a whole
All
accountable.
right, I'll be quiet, BNT.
No. I just said you gotta fix your connection. You have to fix your connection.
Yeah, it's real
Oh,
bad.
that ain't my connection. I don't think it's my connection, though.
it is your shit, dog.
We all hear you bargain, bro. It's gotta be on your end.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day it's up to the individual.
And the white man
I
trying to
did the
get me,
best I could
dog.
do with my family, and I go out and advocate for other.
Oh, BNT, I'm gonna come in and come back right back in.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you need.
the end of the day is it to the individual, and I try to advocate for other ones and teach them and stuff like that. So I'm only one
Sheila,
person. Go ahead.
I know I'm sort of being a dick about this, and I don't mean to make it.
You just
I'm
being
not
yourself.
making it personal, but the thing is, everything you said, I do not hear a plan to address female accountability. None.
It is a plan.
There is a plan for male accountability. We know for a fact.
I just
when
said
a man
for
has,
the female.
let
Yes,
me
it
finish.
is. You keep your legs closed.
No, that's not a plan. That's not. No.
It is.
Let me
It
correct
is
that.
a plan. You
That is
got
not
to
a punishment.
talk and teach them.
That's
Yes,
not a
you
punishment.
do.
Sheila,
Yes,
that's
you
not a
do.
punishment.
There are plans. When they're young,
Sheila,
my mother
can I
always
explain my
taught us.
position? Can I explain my
There are
position?
consequences.
Keeping your legs closed is not a
You
healthy
keeping your legs
sexual
closed. You save yourself
education
until you get married.
experience going
Sheila,
into life.
Sheila, here's the thing. If you're both poor, right? Let's say you're starting out at zero,
So why we
man
got
and
to
woman.
be poor?
I'm making a point, Sheila. This is not personal. Don't make it personal.
Go ahead.
If you're both starting out zero, right? You don't have any more than she does.
Mm-hmm.
The minute she gets pregnant, she gets support from the government, and you're now threatened by the government. When you talk about child support and social services, she's automatically in line for far more than you were as a single man. Childless or not, a woman with children gets way more than a single man, whether or not he's a dad, because technically she has the custody, so she gets the child benefit. The idea that somehow women are going to be held accountable, I don't hear you describing that. What I hear you saying is tell the women what to do, and if they fuck up, support them anyway.
I say that. I said that to my daughters. I'm
And when
holding
they
out
fuck up, what do
accountable
you
to get
do?
pregnant, but
No,
you
no,
ain't
all right,
getting
all right.
no help from nobody, not even me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
That's what I'm looking
if you
for.
get pregnant, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to go to school. You graduating. So now, being pregnant,
That's
you're
the
gonna have
dog
to
right
work,
there. The
go to
dog
school.
saying some shit though.
You're gonna have to sit up there. You ain't asking the guy for no child support because the governor was in the bed with you when you was there. So that guy could leave you and ain't guaranteed he's gonna marry you. So now you stuck with the baby. So
But
you
no,
gonna
let
go to
the
work.
dog talk, man. Let the dog talk, man.
Sheila, I just want you to know this man
hold
is
on,
talking
hold on. You
down
said
to
the
you in your
dog.
face and you're apologizing to him. He came in
Wait a
here
minute, he
telling you
said
that you was
dog.
running
What
your
about
account
dog?
wrong. I just
Oh
want
my
you to know
God. Here
that
we
you're
go.
being talked down to in your own face
Here
and
we
you're
go.
apologizing for him. He came in here and told you you
You would
was
think a
running
woman
your
knows when
account
she's
wrong.
being
He
disrespected. You think
told
she would know?
He told you
Man, let the
that you was
dog
running
talk,
your
man.
panel wrong. He don't have no right to tell you how to run your panel. And
Oh my
and
God.
BMT
Look,
just
look at this
reiterated
woman right here. She want to go ahead and get up in that shit.
BMT just reiterated in this stream that he don't tell nobody how to run
Why
a
do
panel.
you?
But
Why? Who cares though? Let the man talk first. God
and he
damn.
told you that you were running your panel wrong. So I just
Man,
want
let
you
the
to
man
recognize
talk.
the condescension what he has for you if you missed it. So I'm telling you,
I
you
ain't
had
missed
no
it
business
because
apologizing
I
to
ain't
him.
missed it,
And
sis.
you don't and when they do that stuff, because we don't speak out against
I
it,
want to hear the
it gives
dog
the
talk, man. The
impression that
dog
we're
was saying
oblivious
some
to
real
it.
shit,
So
dog.
please
The dog talk,
understand,
man.
you owe
I
him
don't want to
no
hear cat
apology for
talking,
how
dog.
you run
I don't
your
want to hear
panel.
cat
Don't
talking.
let him talk down
I'm
to
not
you.
no
I don't
dog.
want to
Who
hear
called
these
me a
cats
dog?
talking, dog. I want to hear the dog talking, dog.
Hey,
Who a
Cats
dog?
all
I
goddamn
can
day,
understand
dog.
what
He
Koji's
I don't
saying
want to hear
because
cats
other people
talking, bro.
interrupted.
chastised you about your own
I
channel.
don't want to
That's
hear
what
cats
he did,
talking.
and then you apologize. So
I want to
I
hear
just want you to
what my
recognize
man
that
said.
you
What
have
you about to
no
say,
right. He
though?
has no right to tell you
I
how to
don't want
run
to
your
hear
panel because I
y'all,
doubt you
y'all
would
be
ever go on his panel and tell him how to run his panel. So I just want you to recognize that in this moment.
All
You
right,
don't
I'm
owe
back.
him an
I'm
apology.
back. I'm
However,
back.
if it be chaotic and you don't know what,
Hold up.
it's your
Hold
channel
up.
and he has
Hold
no
up.
right speaking on it. I'm gonna drop
Hold up.
down.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Wow.
Now listen.
Wow.
Stop.
Yeah,
Well,
all
I
that.
can't
may I
listen.
may I
I
just
can't
say
hear. I
something?
can't hear. Hold on.
I,
I can't hear anything anybody is saying, and I literally walked away, and literally, even my kid said, "What are they saying?" That's bad when a damn 12-year-old is saying. I don't even know what they're saying.
I
So,
wasn't talking.
I'm just saying. I didn't even know
me
what anybody was
neither.
saying. All I heard was let a dog talk, let a cat talk, and somebody was screaming. I was like, "What the fuck?" So, if y'all want to have the conversation, I'm not against it. If y'all trying to find some type of commonality, mind you, this is very interesting because me and Trey, we were just at each other's throats on Lou's channel. We're literally not even arguing. We're just literally just talking about, hey, accountability.
Because it's
Me and
not
David,
personal for you.
right?
It's
Like,
It's
personal
not
for the
yeah.
women.
personal for me neither.
So
Can
Actually,
I?
no,
you
Sheila's doing
guys
great.
just,
It Culture, for some reason, takes it personal.
just remove, like I
Yeah.
said, just y'all just remove y'all personal and just have the discourse. Like I said, we're just trying to move this as people. Like the main thing was about, hey, we're asking about the cookout talk. What do y'all want? What honestly y'all want? Y'all saying now y'all gonna find a way to ban white people and saying that they're the devils and shit. But then I'm gonna be like, okay, if y'all running out the white devil, what about these devils that are inside the cookout right now? And y'all gonna be starting to use the pitchforks and the spatulas and run them out too? Like, how y'all doing this? Like honestly, what is the play? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. I'm gonna sit down at the picnic bench and just play this. But y'all need to let me know what's y'all plan. I've been
Well,
straight on my course. I want to know what is y'all course of action. And everybody has a
well,
problem with what I did. But listen, at least I have the conversation. At least I don't run from the conversation. So I'm just being honest.
Well,
So,
BMT, I just came. I want to address
no,
that,
no,
and
you
I,
fine
I
with that. You're fine with that.
I just want to address that or whatever. And like I said, I feel he wasn't being disrespectful. It was a lot going on the piano, and and I feel that him and my brother had something going on. It was back and forth, or whatever. So I feel that I was holding my piano very well. It was just a lot of questions being said at one time or whatever. So the end of the day is, I just want to address what he was saying on your piano
No,
and
you're,
just
you're
make
fine
it
with
it,
clear.
Sheila, you know, listen, I never tell you how to run your panel,
Mm-hmm.
baby. I never told Trey. I never told David. I never told
Mm-hmm.
Lou. I never told Brother Speak. I have never, as a content creator, ever told y'all
Mm-hmm.
who and how to run your panel.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I go to David's panel, David even tells the chat, nah, that's BNT, let him rock. He's in there. If I were to go over there, if I were to go over to Trey panel, I'm in Trey's country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think Trey's going to kick me out of his chat. We going not. BMT comes in, he comes here. Like unless I violate the charter of rules in another person's channel, that's their channel.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
why I say everybody run their channel different. And the day is like I said, I was being fair to everybody. So I'm just making that clear,
Right. Sheila,
So
despite us, despite me airing grievances with you, I don't take nothing personal. I never attacked you or said anything
because you
bad
always
about you.
coming over there. You always
Even
coming
when
back over there.
I started to stream up later on that day, and
Oh,
I
you did?
mentioned what happened on the panel, but I'm not trying to slander anybody or call anybody out their names and stuff like that. We don't have to agree for me to be nice to you.
No, we could agree to disagree. We're adults. I didn't even know you did it, but you know what? I said you was gonna do that though. Remember, I said that. I said you're gonna go on your piano and you're gonna do a screen. I said you're gonna
Yeah,
do it.
it wasn't quite about you guys though. It was about like those fathers in Louisiana and then male paternity. It was a bunch of stuff. I was rambling. I wasn't focused on y'all.
It's all right. That's what everybody do. So
Like
but
I said, like
yeah.
I said,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, like hey, like I said, the main thing about this is I brought this up with people who had stuff to say about me bringing white people to this space, and I said that's bullshit
Mhm.
because y'all full of shit on that one. About y'all saying don't bring white people to the space and vet better. Y'all don't know what people do behind closed doors. Y'all don't. I don't know what Sheila does. I don't know
But
what
I
Ink
can't
does.
say that because I have biracial brothers and sisters and
Well,
nieces and nephews
so,
and everything. So my whole family is mixed. So I can't say that.
I don't understand this talking point when y'all come to me saying, BNT, you brought a white man to. Then why the fuck you on YouTube? Because ain't no black man made YouTube. Ain't no black woman made YouTube. Was it
No.
made by y'all? It was made by a white man
B,
and the Asian and the Asian dude. I'm
B,
being honest.
BNT. I
So
know
y'all off me with this goddamn shit, bro. You're getting on
I
my
know you
nerves.
don't follow what I do that often, but I gotta tell you, recently I've been making a point to look a lot closer at the black community and you know our beliefs, you know our mythology set. And I gotta tell you, I am now of the opinion that the Black American, more than any other ethnic group, more than any other black group, the Black American talks about race almost ad nauseum compared to anybody else.
I disagree with that because I sit at the table with a lot of Caucasian that talks about it too. And matter of
Really?
fact, they don't just talk about it; they make plans. That's why they
Do they
come up
have a
with their
religion?
generation wealth. And what we
Do they have a
do
religion
instead of
built
us
on whiteness?
arguing, we need to sit and start building what
We got,
leaving generation wealth with your family and stop tearing one another down. That's
but,
what our problem are with each
but Sheila,
other.
me and you had had those conversations. Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you have talked about politics,
Yes.
grassroots government. We've talked about those, and there's only 5 or 5 people in the chat when we do the conversations.
I had my mayor the other day too, BNT.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you with
Mm-hmm.
your mayor. Like, I don't see people grabbing no politicians or elected officials on
Mm-hmm.
and saying, "Hey, you want to come over here and talk with us?" I grabbed a few elected officials and brought them on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that. Listen, but if I were to do a fuckery show, oh my god.
I know, right?
So like I said, but then y'all get mad. Somebody shot so and so, or something happened. I'm like, come on, dude. Y'all gonna have to pick a struggle and down on that thing, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all want, but at this point, like I said, I've done been over to the Patriots channels, yeah, and I talked with them. I done been over there. Oh damn, I didn't know you're a black gun owner. Yes, I am a black gun owner. I do believe in owning your own rights to bear arms. Talk about that shit.
That's
That,
right.
that,
That's
that,
right. BMT. They don't talk about that. Instead of teaching your kids twerking, teaching them how to go to the gun range at 9 or 10 years old, how to
You know
protect
what happened?
yourself.
You know what happened? Some people try to flag me, but I did a video with my kids shooting firearms on my personal range. Somebody flagged my channel saying that was child endangerment, but I was out there with my little girls and they were shooting 22 rifles, not flagging anybody, not saying anything terroristic, but it was little girls and next door neighbor kids learning how to shoot 22 rifles in the backyard. But
That's some single mamas.
that
Can I
was
address something right quick?
that was something I got flagged for that. But you know what? I didn't hold no animosity to y'all. I didn't hold animosity to anybody. I just said, you know
Listen,
what? I won't do no more shows with me and my kids shooting guns. But I know that is not what is welcome here.
who is more anti-gun in the black community, black men or black women? Like I'm telling you,
BMT.
don't address the relationships, address the politics, bro. You'll solve the relationships if you fix the politics.
BMT.
Right.
Call me.
BMT. When my mayor was on the panel, we was talking. I never heard so much negativity towards female till I got on YouTube. I'm be honest, because in my community, hold on.
Well, I'll jump in right there. Sheila, I mean, if you can hear me, you're hearing these things on YouTube because men around the U.S. of all, persuasions came together and realized, oh shit, we got the same problem with women. And, it's been building since, the whole, Gloria Steinem in 73. Really, this whole, when feminism came together, when every race of woman came together around feminism, the decline just amped up. And now men all came together on a public platform and said, yes, we're all having the same problems with women. There's some fucked up women out there. You can just
I
look
hear
and see
you,
what's
brother.
going on out there.
I hear
So
you.
it has to be addressed. You got to pick a side, Sheila.
I know, no. Sheila advocates for the brothers. Let me tell you something. That's what me and my maid was talking about. Me and my girl had to take down a whole police department. We had to close City Hall. We had to shut down half of inner city concerning our black males not getting jobs in the inner city. We had hold our city council hostage, make sure they pass a policy and law so our young black males could get jobs while they was given to Caucasians and Latinos outside the inner city. So what I'm saying is, don't say what black women is not doing, because I see the Caucasian, I see Ling Ling, I see Maria sitting at the table married to black males, ain't saying nothing when they
Can I
pass
ask you a
law
question, Sheila?
against our black brothers.
Can I ask you a
Hey, let
question,
me ask.
Sheila? Real quick. In your estimation, what are the odds of a black male right now, 18 years old, actually getting married and being the head of his household in a marriage for like the next 30, 40 years? What are his odds right now in your estimation?
Can't say that. I can't. I'm not even going to say that, because my family, my nephew, you look at my community tab and my timeline, just got married. The one last year just got married. So my family, we have morals and standards. We talk about generational wealth. So my family, about 18, they already know who they're going to be married to. They're going to college and they're setting up their generational wealth for their kids and everything. My youngest one, 23 years old, she put her marriage back, have her own trucking business. The oldest one, medical field, great dude. So I can't talk about
So
nobody else.
the male was early. The male was ready to jump into a marriage, and the female pushed it back. Interesting.
Excuse
Wow.
me?
All right, let me ask a question.
Because she
Let me
wanted
ask
a
a question.
nice wedding. You can't have a wedding now because they only allow so many people.
Let me ask
Where
a
she
question real
wanted the
quick.
Man,
hall at.
come to Texas and solve that problem.
She in
All
Indiana.
right. Is that a symbol of a dog that you got on the black and white
Hey,
picture?
what's going on, man? It's Trey. What's going on, man?
Trey, what's up? All right. So what are the two sides that you're saying people need to pick from?
No, what I was referring to is Sheila. We know that there's a whole dysfunctional element amongst American women. I ain't crazy. I know it ain't just the sisters, but the problem is the sisters have it amped up at a freaking a critical mass scale. So the women like Sheila, I was saying, look, Sheila, you got to be on the side of family, nuclear families, the patriarchy, which she said she is. So there's no argument there. Either you're on the side of the patriarchy, or you're on the side of the fuckery. Excuse my language.
You know what? What I have
Okay.
with my brothers too, y'all have to stand up too. I got to hold y'all accountable, because the end of the day is y'all need to start running for some of those local seats. Y'all need to start running for some of those county seats, those center seats. Y'all need to come back into y'all respectful places as a black male being the head. See, that's my problem is y'all do a lot of talking on these YouTube streets, but y'all ain't doing no action.
Right.
I want to see more black male business. I want to see more when I go to senator's office, governor office, board education seats, city council, mayors. When is our black males going to step up and be the head?
And that's where we differ from our side of YouTube, and why I catch flack, Sheila, because I just want to see conservatives. I just want to see conservative American patriots in those positions. People with like ideology as myself. And that's why I don't, that's why it ruffles, the community when I'm around.
Well,
It's not
let
about
me
the
let me frame
community,
it. Wait,
because I told
Sheila.
you my community is diverse. It's not about that, because the end of the day is like I said, but you already said, Hood, it's about your family. You got 3 kids, but I said, you know what the end of the day is, and I'm saying to all y'all in the panel, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what community you live in. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care what kind of suit you wear. And I don't care who your wife is, because they still look at you as a black Negro male.
Stop saying that. No,
I've
stop
never
right
heard
there.
you.
Stop
No,
right
I'm
there.
gonna
That
keep
is
it
that
real.
mind
I'm gonna
poison.
keep it real.
No. That is that mind poison that I
No,
keep
it's not,
talking
because
about.
you know why I said that.
Why are we
Yes.
putting
You know
that
why
on
I said that?
ourselves?
Because
We are
my
putting a
uncle,
weight. You are putting
my
a
uncle,
spiritual weight, an anchor
no,
around a
my
man's neck.
uncle at the age of
He's right.
21 was riding in his convertible with a Caucasian woman in Virginia and got a gun pointed up to his head and told him if he ever ride through Virginia again with a white woman, they would kill him.
Bad
Oh my,
things happen
hold on,
to
hold on, hold on,
everybody,
And
Sheila.
he was,
You
let me
have
say
to be a man, no matter what. You have to be a
That
man.
she
You
is
and,
can't
right.
and what
assume.
I'm
You
saying
can't just go
is,
out there with the assumption that you're some
and
kind of deficient man, or the world sees you as a
my
deficient
uncle, let me
man.
tell you
Don't
something.
teach boys that the world sees them as deficient men.
None
Teach
of
them
them
to
go
be
to
the
Conservative.
best
jail.
men in the face
They
of
got their
everything.
own business.
Hood,
I mean, my
Sheila,
nephew.
down.
I mean,
Calm
everything.
down.
It doesn't matter. This is stuff
Sheila,
we have
come
to
on,
address.
Sheila.
She's telling the
I'm from
truth. She's
I'm
telling
from
the truth.
I'm
Virginia.
telling. Come
Hold up,
She's
on.
y'all.
telling the
I'm
truth.
from
One at a
Virginia.
time. One at
Hold up,
a time.
Sheila. Let me respond to Sheila since she brought up my state. I'm from Virginia. I left Virginia for a reason, and it had nothing to do with race. It was all about the taxes. Now,
No, this was
I was
back in
I was hold up.
60 something when
Okay.
this happened to him.
Well,
The
okay, you're
fucking
talking about the
60s,
And
the
then,
But
then
civil
wait a
rights
minute,
in the
wait a
era. Oh
minute,
90s,
my God. Really?
the
wait,
60s.
Really?
wait a minute. This
Really?
Come
happened
on.
just
4 years ago when a guy.
just a few months
Wait a
ago in
minute.
Georgia, the same thing
Excuse
happened.
me.
Just
Excuse
a few
me.
months ago. Wait,
Excuse
let me talk,
me.
Sheila.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Sheila, I haven't talked at all. I haven't talked at all. Let
Okay,
me
go
say
ahead.
something here. Look, just a few months ago, and I'm supporting what you're saying because see, Hood Conservative talking about don't say that, that's a bad spirit, but what you're doing is you're ignoring facts. These are occurrences that happened in the 60s. The same thing just happened in Georgia with a biracial male and a white girl in a car, and he ended up killing the white girl that's in the car that was chasing them, and now he's going to prison, and they're fighting for his life. So this is a racial
It
incident
sounds
in
like a
America.
personal
So,
beef.
Yeah.
There's no racial
so that
issue.
is
Here's the
that
deal.
is that is
So
no.
so
So what you're doing right now is you're trying hard to ignore actual occurrences in American
what
history and
occurrences?
American
Where?
present.
Not
I,
American history. We're
the
talking about
current,
the
yes,
present.
the American and
This
present.
doesn't
I'm
happen.
telling you something that's happening currently right now
Are
in
you
Georgia.
safer?
Right
Are
now
you
in Georgia,
safer?
there's
Are
Well,
you
racial
safer? Hold up.
issues that's
Are you
going on
safer?
because
Are you
you're
safer as a
interrupting
black
someone.
man?
And the
Are you
reason why
safer?
you're
Where are you
interrupting
safer
me
at
is
as a black
because
man?
the reason why you're
Because,
interrupting
bro,
me
what you
is
said makes
because
no
you have
sense.
no idea what you're talking about. And
Okay,
what's
I
going
have
on
not
is you
lived
don't
this
want to
life.
hear. No, you have not
I have
lived a
not
life
lived
because
this
what
life.
you're
Okay.
doing right now, what
Okay.
you're
I didn't
doing
grow up
is you're
around. I didn't grow up
ignoring
around black
facts.
people.
No,
okay,
no,
can
you
we
didn't.
take
I
this with
live the
logic and
facts,
order?
bro.
Can we
No,
try
no,
logic and
you're
order? Let's accept
no,
your
no,
premise,
no,
right? Wait,
no,
no.
no,
Let's
no, no,
accept your
no,
premise,
no, no,
Mike.
no,
Mike,
no,
let's
because you
accept your
haven't even
premise.
you no,
How
no,
often
because
does
you
this
haven't even
happen?
allowed the premise to happen. You
I'm
haven't even allowed
accepting
the
it on
premise
its
to happen.
face, bro. I'm
No,
accepting
actually
it
you're
on its
not.
face. No,
Actually
no,
you're
hold.
not.
So
Actually you're
no,
not.
we're
What you're
accepting it.
doing, no,
These
what you're
incidents
doing
happen, right? No.
is
These incidents
what you're
happen. What are we
doing.
supposed to do?
What
What are we
incident?
supposed to do now?
What
The,
say
the,
the incident. Say the incident.
when you got pulled over for being black, a
Racial
racial incident, yeah, okay, yeah, racism,
okay, so
like
now so
racism
that
from the cops,
disproves.
even, right? So a racist cop even got you, right?
Okay,
Great,
so
I'm accepting all
that's
that
what
on its
happened.
face. Here's the question
Okay,
now: so a racist cop gets you, as a black man, right now. Let's assume you are not criminal minded. You're a regular guy. What are your odds that that's how it's going to go down? What are the odds?
very high,
Why
very
you
high,
keep on? Let me know
Extremely
why.
low.
very
Wait,
Extremely
no,
hold
no,
low.
on,
That
hold
very
on,
high,
hold
that
on. I
that your
just got a
average
Why
friend
does
black
I
this
man
stuff
knew.
is going
ever
to
happen to
encounter.
me?
I
Right,
Why
got a
does
that your
it
friend I
happen
average
to
number
my
black
one,
son?
man
number one,
doing
Why
number
does this
nothing
one.
is
happen?
going to just
Hold on,
encounter a
hold
bad
on.
cop automatically.
Number one,
I
number
got two
The
one.
officers in
numbers
my
Hold
don't
on.
bear
family.
that out.
Let
The
me.
millions of
Yes, it
interactions
does.
every day,
No,
the hundreds
no.
of
You're
thousands of arrests every
no,
day,
no.
and not
You're lying.
everybody's
You're
getting their ass
lying.
beat.
You're
But
lying.
it's
You're
more white on white
lying.
crime than black on black
You're
crime, but they don't
lying.
talk about
I
that.
mean,
Oh
Hood
man, here we
Conservative
go. The
is
color
literally
issue.
lying to himself,
Oh,
and and he wants
lying.
us all to accept the lie that he has accepted,
So hold
and
on.
this
So
is the
empirical
problem.
data is lies. Empirical data
You
is lies.
the data that you choose to accept. We just told you
There's
a
only
couple
one
facts
data.
here.
There's only one
No,
data, bro.
no, no. There's not one data. You don't even know the definition of data if you're
So
making that
show
kind
us
of
your
statement.
data.
Oh,
Pull
so
up your data.
Data,
Never mind
data
ours.
is
Give us
just
yours.
information. Data
Give
is
us
just
your
information.
data.
So listen,
One at a
listen,
time. One at a time.
listen.
That
Please
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
just a
Uh,
references,
couple of things.
One
please.
at a time.
While
Un,
Please
everybody's
do.
un,
talking.
Please.
Unfortunately, I have to talk like that to get the point across because these guys want to dominate the conversation. And the
One at
only
a time.
reason why I'm
One at a
saying,
time.
yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
so what I'm saying here is the foundation of the American government, the system that you're trying to conserve, your conservative values our slavery built on stealing
My
of wealth
conservative
and
values
labor.
work, bro. My
Stealing of
conservative values
listen,
work, bro.
you see, this is how they want to ignore a fact because I'm stating a fact. Stealing of black labor and turning into white wealth is the foundation of this system. That's what it is. That's your, there you go.
Who
Y'all
stole
Now,
you, bro?
mute
Who stole
yourselves,
you?
children. Go ahead
I
and mute
said
yourselves.
the stealing of black labor. Do you understand what labor is? Labor
Man,
is real value.
did your dad teach you
You
this?
see?
I'm
Here's
curious.
the
Did your dad
jokes.
teach you
Here's
this?
the
No,
jokes.
I'm a serious question.
Here's
Did
the,
your dad
it's
teach
not
you
serious.
this?
No,
One at
right
a
now you're
time.
playing the game. You're playing the
I'm
game.
asking a serious question. Did your dad teach you this?
Stealing of black labor.
Did
Deal
your
with what I
father
just
teach you
said.
this?
Deal with what I said. You don't answer a question.
Were
with a
you
question.
raised by your father?
Stealing?
Okay. Okay.
Stealing?
Now,
Okay.
let Mike. Now let Trey say what he has to say.
Let me hear what he has to say. Go ahead.
Okay,
Okay,
here's
go
the thing. You know, like myself, all the men in my family raised by my father, all the men raised by, the strong masculine men in my family that are with the shits, all the men that I associate with who happen to be black, we don't experience these problems. It does not exist in our world. We do business with like-minded men. We don't throw this color shit in there. We come together, we chop it up as brothers, but we chop it up as like-minded conservative brothers, and it works for us. We ain't worried about no white man, no white man's wealth, no oppressors, any of that stuff, and it works. Our kids are all doing wonderful, and we laugh and sip it up and joke, I guess, under this, veil of white supremacy as you're describing it, bro. And my question to you was straight up. Did your father teach you this? Because what you're saying sounds like something that's coming from black women.
Can I say something, BMT?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. My family too don't experience that. My uncle had back in the 60s because my grandmother told me whatever. But my family don't experience that. But people I know do. And that's when I had ran for city council stuff. My nephew, he had 2 businesses in the inner city, barbershops. You know who robbing him and messing with him? Blacks. You know who protecting him? Cops. But what I'm saying, because this not happening in your family and my family, it's happening to other people's family.
Because we
And
made
me,
better choices, Sheila.
you know what my first, wait a minute. You know who smacked me when I was 9 years old? Guess who my first smack was by? Just guess.
I hope it was your dad.
No, it was a white
man?
principal. It was a white principal. You know why? Because he smacked me because I look like his daughter that his wife left him with a black man.
Oh my God.
Huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
That sounds very
Yes.
personal.
No, I'm just saying.
Almost
So
beyond
don't
race.
tell me it's not prejudice.
Almost beyond race. If you consider the heaviness of those details.
So I
Can you
experienced
let her
this
finish?
excuse me. I experienced this at 9, and I was like, I said, my mother gonna get you. So when I went in the office and I said, I want to call my mother. And the secretary told me, reason why he did that to you, Sheila, because you look like his daughter. And my mother came back in that school and pistol whipped him. So don't tell me races don't exist.
Oh my
This
Great
was
story. That's a
1983.
good story.
I'm not even touching that one, man. That sounds like some TV show shit. I'm walking away
Pistol
from that.
packing granny.
Yeah.
I got you.
And told him,
Yeah,
don't you ever put your hands on my daughter again.
Oh my
Uh,
You know, it sounds like the white man didn't win that one.
But you know, the end of the day is when I ran
I'm
for
just
city
saying,
council
sounds
for
like the white
education,
man had to
that
take the
was my
L.
most supporter, white people. So I'm not in a Democrat committee. No, I don't look at color, but some people do.
You a Republican?
No, I'm independent.
Okay, just curious.
So the end of the day is it's not about color to me. It's about right and wrong.
But you know what you're doing is you're kowtowing to the people that are stuck on this color stuff and that are basically holding themselves down under this veil of color and this myth of race in the U.S.
No, I don't.
You just mentioned them. You
No,
said
I mentioned them
me
because
and you
these the ones
haven't
was
experienced
innocent. They was innocent. The one who came in town with his Benz and got stopped by the police with his white wife and got a gun up to his head. The same thing happened to my uncle, and this was 4 years ago.
Okay. I had it happen to me on a live stream in Nevada. I'm not crying about it. I was on Game Changers panel,
like, come
and this shit
on.
happened to me with
And I
my
have a
white
good
Dominican
relationship
wife,
with the
and I'm
police
not
department.
crying about it. Why am I not
But
crying
what
about
I'm
it,
saying
Sheila?
is this what we
Why
need
am I
to
not
do.
crying about it?
Okay, this
Why am I
what we
not
need
crying
to
about it?
wait,
Sheila,
hold
why am I
on,
not
hold on,
crying
hold
about
on.
it?
Excuse me.
I'm
With the
asking you a question,
solution.
Sheila. Why am I not crying about it? Why am I not making streams
Dude,
asking
you're
I
for
don't
really
pity?
rude.
either. I don't either, but
Absolutely
some people
rude.
do.
You're
I'm
insanely
just
rude,
saying
man.
that the end of
You're
the day
really
is
rude.
I
It's
came up with
insane.
a solution. I came up with the police advisory committee. Have a relationship with the police department.
Can I ask
I mean, come
both
on.
Mike and Sheila? Can I ask you a question? Because you seem to be on a similar side of this. Do you think what do you think the main issue confronting Black people is right now in America?
The way I would answer that is, to me, the main issue is us trying harder to ignore actual facts and solve actual problems versus trying to continue to stay comfortable within a system that is not benefiting us.
I
Is
have
what
a
I
hard
say.
time computing that answer. Could you like reform that something a little simpler? Because I'm kind of slow.
I'm just gonna be honest. I just feel that the males just need to take his place, be in the head. And us women's got to let y'all men's, you know what, to be the head of the household. We not
Wow.
built to do the things, y'all. We built different. So I was taught as my mother to be a wife and let my husband be the head of the household. And that's what we missing. We missing the head, which is the Black male or white, whoever your spouse is. Let them be head of the household.
Okay, so Sheila, what you just said, perfect. I'm in full agreement. But your man's next to you over there, Mike, I believe that's your name. You just said that this system isn't built for us. So a man cannot be the patriarch in a family if he's constantly being told that, oh, you're struggling against the system. So now, automatically, all those things that like women like Cynthia G say, oh, you trying to succeed in another man patriarchy. Y'all can't even do this. Okay, so you're raising these boys without fathers, and then you're telling them they're growing up in a system that ain't for them, and then you're gonna look at them and say, why ain't y'all being the man of the house? Because you done beat them down and convinced them that they can't do shit in this country.
I can't talk
Okay.
about nothing
No,
other than
no,
All
somebody
the
in the
no.
chat
while,
saying, excuse me.
one other thing is
Somebody
happening
saying
at the
she
same
just
time.
talking. I had to talk with my mayor on my panel. I'm not a talker. I'm a doer.
Ignore the
I
chat.
sat
You
at
got to
the
ignore the
table. I
chat.
made moves. I changed laws. I put up policies. I do proposal. I make changes. So I don't sit on YouTube and just talk. I
Well,
live.
Sheila, you just said that you think the main problem for the Black community and probably a lot of communities is that men aren't the heads of household anymore. To paraphrase, and so if men aren't the heads of household anymore, do your politics reflect you trying to change that problem? Because what I hear is you trying to address racial things in your politics as opposed to addressing putting men back in at least a leadership position in the home. And this is the issue I have with this whole set of politics.
Let me.
Even the people
You
who
had.
know that the men should be head of household or feminism is more dangerous than racism, you don't fight it when you get the chance. You fight racism and let feminism grow.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't. Because with me, at the end of the day is I don't look at color. I look at problems and I try to
See,
come up at the table to solve
that's the
the
problem.
situation.
That's
And
the
at the end
problem
of the
right
day,
there.
it's not about black and white. It's about evil
See, that's the
and
problem
good.
right there. There you go.
That's what it's
See,
about. Because if you
no,
look at any in this world
no,
with nothing
no.
materialistic, what you're gonna see is demons and angels fighting. Because I'm a
See,
spiritual woman. So at
Oh,
the end of the day,
no,
it's
now
not
it's
about
not
black and
black and
white.
white.
no.
But just a minute ago, you
But
were
Now
it's
hold
telling us
on,
race
spiritual.
hold on,
narratives. You were giving us
hold
a
on.
race drama from the '60s,
No,
and now I ask you the
Some
no.
main
people
problem.
do just
It's
like
feminism.
everybody's not a good
You're all over
person.
the place,
You see
man. You are
this,
all
BMT?
over the
This
place.
is why
Both
we
of
have
you,
to
actually.
shout. This is why we have to shout on the panel because
I'm
people,
out
when people ask,
BMT.
no,
I
when
ain't got
people
time
ask
to
a,
entertain stuff
All
like
right,
this.
Sheila.
right, all right, when people ask a question, they don't want to be a little bit have some, you know, let other people answer the question. Now you ask me a question. Let me reform that question. I'm saying to you guys that say make these statements like I don't see color. This right here is an admission that you're trying to ignore actual facts. This society, it was developed based on racial categories. That is just a simple fact. And that's the bottom line. So a lot of the solutions, if we're going to get to a point where we can ignore color, right, then we have to solve those problems first. This is what the society was based on. If
How do
this
you propose
society
to
was,
solve
if
them?
this, I
There
can get
are
to that
no
point. I can get,
problems.
yes, I
I'm
can get to
lying
that.
to you.
You hear
There
that?
are
You hear
no
this?
problems.
You see this?
Facts.
So,
Forgot you were here.
so if this society was based on blue eyes or some other, you know, basically some other, nebulous category, then we would have to solve the problem based on those characteristics. But it was based on racial categories. That's why we even know what they exist. So to say that you don't see color, this is you trying to ignore a fact. And that's
So
all
Okay,
I'm
so
saying to
you
you.
haven't used any of those words to solve a problem, you know.
all right, so let me jump in here. So the brothers that are over here and the white guys that are saying the same thing, that hey, we ain't playing that color game. We're just living our lives and doing wonderful American things. It's working for us. It's working spectacularly.
Oh,
And
really?
then we come and try to show other people, oh, you coon. Oh, you're not seeing race. Oh, you hate your own. No, I
Why
love
do
my
y'all
people.
deal with us then? Why don't
My
you get
people
away
are
from
my
us then?
people.
Well, okay,
I,
well,
I
then
don't
get
I don't
away from us.
associate. I don't associate with
Okay,
guys like you,
good.
Mike.
So what's the problem? So what's the
I don't.
problem?
Well, I
No
like these
problem.
conversations
So,
on
so my
YouTube
thing
land.
is this. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
fine, and so if you like the conversations, then we're gonna get the conversation,
So
and
guess
there's
what,
nothing
Mike?
wrong with that.
Here's the deal, Mike. I snipe. When I go on panels, I'll get like one or two guys that'll come over to my channel and be like, "Man, I didn't know anybody thought like I did. I was just out here in the
No,
clouds thinking that I had to be part of this monolith."
Hush, you're not
nothing
Man.
supposed
wrong
to
with
say
that.
that part out loud, bro. You're giving away trade
Nothing wrong with
secrets.
it. No,
Uh-oh,
but
my
guess
bad.
what? Look, did you hear me say that
What,
something was wrong with what you
monolith?
said? I don't have a problem with what you're saying for yourself, but I'm saying for their, just like what you're doing and what the sister said actually is that we have different categories and different experiences in this country and different levels. Okay, now at your level, you said you don't have nothing to you have you don't have any racial issues that doesn't exist. The only thing you do is you hate on black women. Can't stand every
I don't hate
black
on black
woman that
women. I just
disagree.
call out
Yeah,
the truth.
actually you do. Actually you
I
do. You
call out
just
the truth.
your whole a lot
And
of your commentation,
where,
commentary that I've just heard
where,
here is
where,
just based on
where did I hate on
not
black women?
liking the black
Where?
women. Basically, we can
Example.
rewind this tape. We can rewind
Example.
this tape.
Give an example, bro.
The way you were talking to Koja earlier, you were interrupting her.
Example.
You were very rude. That's an example, brother. I
Well,
don't
to
know
But
what
be
we
you
talk to
fair,
I
call it
talk to
that.
Koja.
women the way I talk to
Yeah,
men, though. That's the thing.
not
Well, to
really,
be fair,
not really.
Koja was kind of going upside of David's head
Well,
I didn't interrupt her.
Right.
about
you
getting
did
involved
interrupt her.
between a discussion between Sheila and David, trying to take up
Well,
for her like
she was
she's some
offended.
some kind of helpless damsel in distress.
And
Well, she
Sheila
And
was
was fine
that's
this
offended.
the
whole
thing
time on the panel.
that's the thing I have an issue with. I'm like, we keep making, as far as that go, if she's not in any danger, Sheila's a strong person. She can take care of herself. She don't need nobody else coming in the face and pointing out to her, well, you being disrespected. If she didn't feel like that, what is your problem with it?
Well, she
That's what
did
my
feel like
issue
that.
is.
She said she just didn't care if she could handle it. That's
If
what
that's
she
fine.
said.
Right.
So
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 back
if
she's
my question
if
is,
fine.
she didn't care and she didn't address it, why are you addressing
And
it?
because
That's
you
Number
know
not
what's
one,
your
let me
happening?
tell.
problem.
Okay,
It's
let
her
me answer that.
problem.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that. Let me answer that, brother.
Hmm.
Speak. Number
What?
one, Sheila said, and I agree with her. She said that the black men should be trying to step up and take what the lead. And
but you
the
but you
lead.
told him
Let
but
me
you
let
told
me
him this
let me
system ain't
let
for him.
me hold on. See, first of all, that's not this system. That is
That's what you
human
said.
nature.
That's what
No,
you
I did
said, though,
not say.
bro.
Can
You
You're a
can
said this
can you
liar.
let
system
You are a
is
Mike
not.
speak?
liar.
That were your literal
You
words,
are
bro.
a liar. You
Bro,
are
those
a
are
Can
your
can you
liar.
literal
let Mike
words.
You
speak?
are a
He's trying to
liar.
address me.
All
Can
right,
See?
you let
all
Mike
right.
speak, please,
And that's
My
what I'm
so I can
bad.
saying.
hear
This
what he's
rude
saying?
My bad.
individual.
My
Okay,
bad.
so
I'm hearing
I'm
things.
saying exactly. All right, so what I'm saying is she was saying that the man should step up and the women should allow the man to step up and take the lead. Part of that duty is provide and protect. So it should be normal when a man sees a woman being disrespected, abused, he should say, "Hey, what's going on here?" That should be normal for us.
Okay.
Okay? And
Protect all
that's what
hoes.
and that
Protect all
listen,
304s. Is that what you say?
you
If you
hear
see a
that? You hear
304 in
this?
danger, you should protect
This
Can
it.
is an
can he
example.
finish?
I'm just
No,
I'm
no,
saying.
no.
just asking him. I'm
Let me
Can
asking
put
him.
a
Should
can
let
we
me
he
put a
protect
finer
all
finish what
point
women?
he was
on that.
saying?
It's not the way Trey
Then
said it, but
y'all want
he's
to
making a
respond,
point.
that's fine. But I can't even understand what he's saying because y'all keep interrupting him. Go ahead, Mike.
What? And
Why
that's
can't we
all I'm
treat
saying.
her as an equal if she's here amongst men
Okay. You
behaving
see
as an
that?
equal? Why can't
You
we
see
treat her
how
as an
you
equal?
see
That's the
how
point.
see how this is what I'm saying here. You can't have a productive conversation to actually get to actual answers because you're finding it more important to find buttons and create discord, confusion. And
No,
we're
this
trying
is
to
not
actually
discord and confusion.
that's what
I'm
you're
having
doing.
a no, Mike. I want to
Okay.
understand why is it okay
Look,
for her to come and stand amongst men and give opinions with men, but if men were to treat her as another man, because that's essentially the role she takes when you're a
no,
woman.
no, stop
To
right there, right there.
Mike, no,
Okay,
no,
right
let
there,
me
right
finish
there. No,
bro,
no,
let me
no, no.
finish. You ask, I let you
That's
finish. Let me lay it out, bro. Hold on.
but
If she
that's
comes
the
amongst a
key.
group of men and having a
She's not a
conversation,
man. She's not a man.
so don't be here then. Because if we allow
No,
you
no,
in this
no, no.
circle, you have to be treated. Nobody's beating her up. But these are words, bro. These are
She's a
words. And the
human.
least you can do is deal with them the way men deal with them. The way you and I
Wait.
are
She's not
right
a
now.
man. She's
But then
not a
so
man.
shut up then. So she has to shut up then.
No,
And you have
you
to let her
don't
be,
talk.
then you have to let her fucking stand on her own too. You can't have it both
No,
ways.
no, you don't talk to a woman as if she's a man.
Then
See, that's a
keep her in the
problem.
fucking house.
No,
Okay.
see, that's a
Do you have
problem. That's
okay,
a
Mike?
No, then
Do you have
keep
the
her in
balls
the
to tell a
house.
woman to shut the fuck up? Can you tell a woman to shut
why
the
would
fuck
I
up and go
tell
stay in your place?
why would I do that?
Because
Why
this
would
is a
I
Because
this
talk?
is
she's
men.
Look,
God,
let
bro.
me
Because the black woman is God and you niggas kill me.
no see now you there you go again.
Hey, you
See
can't
this
tell
this
your
is it.
woman to shut the fuck up and go stay in her
Why
place.
would I
You
do
won't
that?
do it. Hey, we
Why
built
would I?
different, bro.
Why that's what I
Hey.
said.
Okay.
I can tell my friend, my male friend, because men, we have a
Oh,
different
you talk to men like that. Like I said, were
that's
you
right.
raised by your father?
But right, and you let
Dude,
women amongst men and you won't hold them to fucking account. You'll let the
listen,
women
you
flip the
hold
table over for the sake of a
you
fucking pussy, my nigga. What are you talking about?
no, you hold a woman accountable differently, David.
No, you
This is
don't.
what I said.
If you're gonna treat them different, then treat them different. Let them be
They
a
are
separate
different.
place. Let them be in a
No,
separate place. That's the
if they're
point. If you're gonna let her in the circle, treat her as everyone else in the circle. That means you get the fucking chop too.
no, this is the fundamental difference in the ideology here, right here, where we're
Well,
talking about.
you're a simp
This is it.
enforcer, bro. You're a simp
Okay,
enforcer.
that's
That's
fine.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
married, so I'm a simp. I'm a married,
Yeah,
so I'm simp.
No, you're a
That's
simp
fine.
enforcer.
this
You're not
Well, no,
not a
no.
simp.
I'm
You're
a,
a simp
I'm married
enforcer.
and I'm married and I'm a simp. And if what you want to call a
I
simp
didn't call you a
enforcer,
simp. I said you're a
that's
simp
fine.
enforcer. You ain't got the
Well,
balls to check your woman.
what?
Would you let your woman come
Okay,
up here running her mouth
listen,
amongst men on this panel, talking all out the side of her mouth?
well,
listen. The woman can come up.
was Sheila
Go
talking
ahead, speak.
outside of her mouth though?
No,
Go
I ain't
ahead,
talking about.
speak.
I'm
No,
talking about
no,
the other
no.
woman,
No,
not
no,
Okay, well,
Sheila.
even
shut up.
worse,
Right.
even worse, he would let her start some shit and then come up and die for her starting some shit. That's the way it goes.
Bro, listen, y'all don't
Or somebody
understand
else gotta
the
die.
dynamic. Y'all don't understand the dynamic that it takes to compete with other groups. You don't compete with your own woman.
Other,
You
No,
what you
other
talking
groups
about,
cooperate
will
with
tell
bro?
your
their women
own
to
woman.
shut up, bro.
Listen,
Other
do
groups,
you
the
understand?
groups that dominate black people don't have discord at home with their women.
Yes, they do.
No,
Yes,
they
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 do.
don't.
just don't put it publicly.
Look,
Bro,
It's
yes, they.
it's
listen,
not
when
it's not public like
it,
ours, but yes,
yeah,
they
it is
do have
not this.
discords.
You can't say
Okay,
they have the same problems we have, bro. You can't say
okay,
they fight
of
over who's
course.
in charge, bro.
Well, actually, women's lib who did that because that wasn't us that started that.
And those women are
Fine,
cat
fair
women,
enough.
bro.
Okay,
Those women are cat women, and they're with freaking.
okay,
Now they're trying. Now they have to settle for effeminate men.
You got Tim Pool, like one of the biggest freaking white content creators, saying, "Oh, now women are being forced to settle for effeminate men because they don't want men that are with the shits, bro. They don't want men that'll tell them shut the fuck up and stay in your damn place." If my woman
But
got
why
on a
would you
panel,
talk to a
if my
woman like
woman
that?
got on a panel arguing sideways with men, I'd be like, "Get the fuck
Bro,
off of there! What the
do
fuck
you
is
do you
wrong with
hear
you?"
the nature
I'm
of
trying
your
to ask you.
question? Why
No,
would you
listen.
talk to a
Look,
woman like that? Let's examine
yeah,
that question. Why
let's
would
get
you
into
talk
that.
to a what
Let's
is it
get
about
into
a
that.
woman that prevents me
You tell
talking to
me
her
that.
like that?
You
What is it
you
about a
tell
woman
me.
that precludes me
No.
expressing anger? What is it about a woman that means
David,
I can't talk to her how I
David,
want to? What is it about her that I
David.
can't say what I want?
I asked the question first. You answer it. Why
One
would
at a
you
time. One at a
want to
time.
speak to your woman in such an abrasive way?
Because
That's your partner.
she did something to incur an abrasive response.
Now, what did she do? What she talked
She
instead of
she
Bruh,
she
opinion?
told she told me I'm an ain't shit nigga. That's what she told me, and so she got an abrasive response. That's what happened. Now
Okay.
what?
Okay, so now if she talks to you that way, that's different. But what I'm saying to you is you should not want to have a
Hold
situation.
on. So
Listen,
hold on.
no. I'm answering
So
you.
when Koja
I'm
came up here
answering
talking
you.
shit, so when Koja no, because it's not different. You just
Wait.
experienced it
I'm
and you didn't treat it
answering you.
different. You're
Listen,
lying.
I'm answering you. Listen, I'm answering you. I'm saying to you, you said because she talked to you in an abrasive way, you talked back to her in an abrasive way. I said that's justified in that situation. But I'm saying, why would you want to exist in a situation where you have to speak with your own partner that way?
man, why y'all niggas talk in circles, man? Like women. How about you just talk direct, bruh? God
Right.
damn.
What the hell
That's
is
the
this?
Listen,
Okay.
y'all don't. This is we're trying to get to something.
Okay, so I guess to simplify it is why would you want to talk to a woman like a man?
Because she's
Is
behaving as one.
right. Okay.
when your woman gets masculine, that means you got to go more masculine than her to check the fuck out of her. And if you don't do
Really?
it right, if you don't cut it off
Okay.
right then and there, it's gonna continue to get worse. And then you're gonna get niggas bitching on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh man, my wife did, my wife that. They're gonna be running all around the manosphere crying about how they woman treats them. When check
Right.
that shit from jump. And guess what? You won't have them damn problems.
And if she won't let you
Uh,
check her, you can't be together.
yeah. See, this is
Exactly.
from divorced motherfuckers right here, and dumb niggas
Okay.
that don't have any harmony and
Like
don't
I said, all right, were
produce.
you raised by your
This
Don't
is
dad,
why
bro?
produce.
Dave
Do you hear
Chappelle
the
has
fuck
an
you just
Asian
Okay.
said?
wife.
Let me tell you
Now,
something.
This is why my wife is
Let me give you
Dominican.
some
This is
history.
why my
Let me
wife
give you
is
some history.
Dominican.
You
Let me
gotta
give you some
stand in
history.
it, bro. You gotta stand in it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
And,
nigga,
and
was
this is
you
what.
raised by your dad, bro? Come on, man. Put some
Why would
bass in your voice.
let's first of all, you sound like a child.
No, bro, you sound like a
Yeah,
woman,
that's
man. God damn.
okay.
Let them
Oh,
talk.
so I sound like a woman to
okay,
you.
can we get off the whole
No,
somebody's
but this is
divorced
Woman
and
man
something like that's
no.
conversation.
not a prerequisite of how you're gonna treat women.
You're
Because
right.
I've
You're right.
I've
Brother
been
Speaker's right.
divorced.
Brother,
I
brother Speaker's right. Brother
because
Speaker's
I've
right.
been divorced,
I'll
but I
change that.
still wouldn't talk to women like that in particular,
This
unless,
is
like I said, it like David said, if you come after me in something way, certain way, yeah, you're gonna get the ugly side of brother speak. But that's should be on a case by case basis. You shouldn't seek to do that. I don't
exactly.
seek to call women bitches, hoes, and all that kind of stuff. I don't seek that. And you
And none
can't
of that
see
happened
any
today, mind you.
panel that I've been on different panels where they have seen me call a woman a bee or hoe or all that kind of stuff. I don't do that. That's not
Bro,
my seek.
speak.
That's not how I was taught. I just don't.
That is
However,
not how we got here, bro. Remember, this
yeah,
one. First of all, Sheila was up here holding it down. No one called her out any name. We were having a. She and I were having a discussion, and it was
right.
totally on the board. No one was wrong. And then after that, Koja came up, full
Yeah,
guns blazing, and then now he's coming to defend her doing that shit.
right.
You
And that's
already assuming like a man's wrong here. Like, no, bro, this is all about you protecting a
yeah.
woman who was jumping out of pocket. Not you,
That's
sir.
No,
why
I'm
I
talking
have an
about
issue
Mike.
no.
with. It's like, look,
This
he
is what
didn't
I this
disrespect David didn't disrespect her. He didn't jump down her throat. He had voiced his opinion about what happened. They both discussed it. That was it. But then you had Koja come up here and start going after David for what she felt that Sheila was being disrespected.
Well,
But
I
to
think
think of it,
I
and then again, you're coming to defend her for her action. I understand men wanting to protect and provide. I get that. And you should when the situation calls for it. But in this particular situation, it was uncalled for because she wasn't getting disrespected. That's your personal opinion. And so,
okay.
and you're treating
I can
her
accept
like
that.
she's this helpless. You and Koja
No,
were treating
now y'all
Sheila
you
like this helpless victim, and she
you
wasn't.
over now you're going overboard speech.
How am I going
I,
overboard? That's exactly what
because
happened.
no speech. I'm not treating her like she's helpless. That's overboard.
But that's how that looks.
Okay, that's how you
I'm
perceive
sorry
it.
to tell you that, but that's how it
That's how,
looks.
and that's fine. That's how you feel, but I'm not treating her like she was helpless.
Well,
And that
Mike,
actually came from them asking an example of how they disrespect women. And I'm just saying, and I was given an example of what I believe, my opinion of how we should be trying to move and solve this problem between the male and female situation, because you can't compete against other groups always debating and arguing, competing with your own other rate the other
uh, uh,
half
uh,
of your society.
I I
okay,
hey,
let me
I
let me
agree
speak
with
on that
that.
real quick. Let me.
I think we should be ignoring them more or less. Let them stay in their spaces. We stay in ours, and only come together when it's something that is affecting the community. But when it pertains to men on men issues and women on women issues, it should be separate. It should
eh,
be.
Okay, I can
That's
see
so
what
here's the
that.
I
problem.
believe. It should stay separate. But
Here's the problem.
unfortunately,
Oh, my bad.
we don't have those kind of panels. Everybody allows everybody to jump in on issues when really, in my opinion, they should it shouldn't be. There just be certain things like child support. I'll give that an example. How it affects women and men is different. So if the men going around saying, hey, about changing child support laws or something like that, there should be no women on that panel discussing them their part of it. Now when women talk about the child support, there should be no men discussing it because again, it affects us differently. Abortion, all this different stuff. It affects us differently. Now when it affects the group and whether how we gonna fix all that, then yes, should come together. But if it's pertaining to a man situation or a woman situation, I believe that should be separate. And nobody should be going off the rails because some dude says something that may and may not be because you feel it's disrespectful. I think we do jump the gun on stuff, and
So
I get it. We want to protect women. I get that, but at the same time, you can't have a situation where you put women get themselves in situations that they put themselves in a man's role, and then when men confront them like men, then we need to go jump in and
Go
defend
ahead.
them.
I know they want to say something. I don't want to go right behind you, but go ahead, y'all.
Right.
I'll put it like this, man. Look, and this is the problem with this whole collective mindset, bro. And I see your avatar, Mike. It's our unity is wealth. Here's the
Right.
problem with that mindset, regardless of a woman's behavior. So if her behavior is fucked up, out of pocket, whatever, that mindset of this collective is you're gonna jump in and try to save her. That's it. It's point blank what you're doing. Whereas men over here, dudes I rock with, man, we're individuals.
Okay.
Men check and protect their own women. And those
Okay.
women who have those protections, you don't see them jumping into men's spaces trying to
Okay.
argue with men. There was no beef with Sheila. I didn't even, and the woman that was all out of pocket, Kojo, I didn't even say anything. I was like, damn, what the hell? Okay, ma'am, good, you're gone. That's it. No need to even say anything back to her. She was completely out of pocket. And hopefully she got a man there to check her and be like, what the hell are you doing talking to men like that? Because if I caught my woman acting like that, That's what I'm gonna do to her. Stay out of men's business. Stop. Don't do it. This ain't no collective nothing in my house. My house is a dictatorship, point blank.
Okay.
Thank you, BMT, for letting me. And I don't feel like I was disrespectful, guys. I don't. I feel we had a good discussion, and I don't feel like y'all disrespect me. Y'all did give me respect, and Hoodie was not disrespectful, so I didn't feel like I was disrespectful. So I just want y'all to know that. And
Yeah,
you know,
Thank
okay,
you,
I'm
I
glad
just
you
want to
came
make
up
it
Sheila,
and
no
clear. Y'all
issue.
did not
addressed that,
disrespect
Sheila.
me when I was on the piano.
Right. You know, in the last couple of panels, that's the thing too. Despite what I've just said and the stance I just took, you know, Sheila, you can attest to this. I was on your panel with, you know, all the women against me. I don't think I came at anybody cross
You
with like
never
nobody.
do, Hood. You never do. You never curse. You never call them bees or nothing. You never
Right.
do. And you always respectful. Only time when you on Sunni, y'all be back and forth. Other than that, no, you don't. That's why you always come back or whatever. And I don't feel like I was disrespect on this panel. I just want to make that clear. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll be in the chat.
Hey, take it easy, Sheila.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say it like this: regardless of the differences that I express, you know, I have respect for everybody on the panel, even people that I disagree with. But the thing is, I'm gonna say the opinion that I have because I just want it out there, just like everybody else is going to do it. I do as far as the collectivism, you know, even when I was over there on David's channel explaining my positions on the NOI, you know, remember the conversation we had? You even had to admit that there's a certain aspect of collectivism in a nation. You can't have anything
Well,
without some of that. You
well,
even
well,
had to
well.
say it yourself.
Yes and no, and I was given the NOI props, and I still do because as a model, it's proven. But I think there's something that goes unspoken within the NOI, and that is how you police your own. I mean, rules are nothing without enforcement, and I'm not asking you to explain that now, but that's the part of the conversation that even right now in this conversation we're stumbling over. The NOI doesn't deal. I can guarantee you don't have these conversations within the NOI about a woman shutting up amongst men. Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, I could tell you how
Right.
that's done, but I'm not gonna go into the whole
But you
thing
know
right
what
now.
I'm talking about. You
Yeah,
know, bro. You know. But you
yeah,
sitting up here
yeah.
with me like I'm out of pocket right now. Like I
No,
don't
no,
understand you whatsoever right now, bro.
no. I'm gonna tell you why I say what I'm saying. If you listen to the way I answered you, that's the reason why some people don't think, oh, you beating around the bush with the answer. When David asks very detailed and specific questions, though they don't have answers that just pop out real quick, one word answers. I'm sorry.
That makes
So
no sense, bro.
so
That makes
I'm sorry.
absolutely no
Okay,
sense.
well that's
A
fine. That's
detailed and
fine.
specific
That's fine.
question probably deserves a
That's fine.
detailed and specific
That's fine.
answer.
That's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
But you
You just
just
didn't
said the
understand what I'm saying.
opposite
No, you didn't understand what I said.
because you
I
talk in
just said,
circles, bro.
okay, see, there you go. Okay, that's fine. You just didn't understand what I said, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that a one word answer is not going to be sufficient for a detailed and specific question. That's my point. Okay,
How
so
sway? How sway? How not sway?
okay. Anyway, the point is when I'm talking to Hood, when I'm talking to David, if when you asked me that question, I told you because that individual had mixed words or abrasive words with you, I see no problem with you speaking abrasive to that person. But you should want to create a condition where you're not speaking with your own partners in that kind of way. That's my point. You should want to create it to a condition where she doesn't want to come at you abrasively. She should trust you. You should
That's not
trust
how
her.
this started, though. This actually came up because of a real event, not a hypothetical, and a real event where the
Oh,
woman was completely out of pocket. And this is why I'm looking at you like, where's your rule book?
no, but like I said
Like you
before, if
reach in
you
the rule
listen,
book and tell me what you did was okay according to your own rule book. Like, bro, she was
I
out of
just
pocket.
and now you want to ignore what I just said. I said
But you
because
assume
that
I'm the one that's wrong.
individual.
Why your question to
No, I
me
didn't
is
say
why would
that.
I want to? Your question to me is why would I want to talk to her like that? And then I explained
Yes.
you what's going on here. I'm like, bro, you were the one out of pocket for even assuming questioning me.
No, because I listened to the conversation, so it was an assumption. And then I didn't say why would you want to talk to her like that. I said why would you want to talk to your woman like that? Meaning
But
in general.
but the woman
In
in question
general.
was not my woman, and it doesn't matter if
That's
it's
my
my
point.
woman. But it
That's
doesn't
my
matter
point.
if it's my
It
woman per
wasn't her.
se. It
I'm
doesn't
talking
matter
about
because
in general.
you didn't
We're
jump out there to protect my woman from me. You jumped up to speak for a random woman because the idea is to protect
no,
women, bro. The idea is
that's
to
my
protect
point.
the black woman. So don't give me
That's
this.
right.
Don't hide. Yeah. So right. That's right. So don't hide behind my woman bullshit. Your
No,
position
no,
is
it's
to
not
protect
hiding.
black women. Your
That's
position is
right.
to protect black women. So when she
That's
is
right.
wrong, when she's fucking wrong, and your own fucking company rule book tells you she's wrong and she should be dealt with accordingly, don't question me.
No, you're going to get questioned because you're not
So you
protecting
break
it
your own
in
So
the
rule
you
book
right
caping,
way.
then.
bro. So you
Break your
No,
caping.
own
So
no.
rule
cape.
book then.
Of
So
course
Break
I
your
would
caping.
cape.
own
So
fucking
That's
so
my
rules.
job.
caping.
That's
Oh,
my
your
job to
job is to
cape.
cape. Your job
My
is to
job
cape
is
for
to cape for the
dysfunctional
black
women.
woman. No,
Oh, the
even
black woman is
if it's
God
my,
to
that's
you.
right. That's
For
right.
you,
She's a
how
goddess.
does it roll?
One at
She's
a
a
time.
goddess.
One at a time.
No,
The
no,
black
no,
woman
no,
is God to
no.
you. Cool.
She's a
All
goddess.
black
She's
women,
a
all black
goddess.
women, dysfunctional
A
or not,
goddess. Well,
all
it's
of them.
our job to
The
fix it.
single
It's
mamas,
our
the
problem.
single
That's right.
mamas, the
We gotta
crackheads,
fix them.
the
That's
meth
right. We
heads,
gotta
they are
fix them.
all God to you. Okay, cool.
They are our
Hey,
job
no,
to
no
work with.
argument. No, hey,
That's who
cool. If that's
that's
how
what
you
I
do, cool,
believe. That's exactly.
cool,
That's what I said. So that's
cool.
what you're getting from me, and I'm not hiding
Hey,
from it.
That's not a
And
baby
then
job,
your
bro.
man
mamas,
too.
baby
That's a
mamas,
Okay,
curse.
you don't
crackheads,
agree.
all of
That's
It's
a
them.
that's
curse, bro.
my
Remember,
That is a
job.
curse. That is a
No,
Super
lifelong
Mike,
curse.
Super
no,
Mike is calling you.
It's my job. It's my job to try to solve problems. That's what I believe in. I believe in trying to solve problems. I don't believe in just talking and laughing at people. Okay, that's not my thing. And trying to run away from what needs to be
Bro, we
fixed.
laughing at
You
you
see
because
what I'm
you
saying?
said just save all 304s. That's what you just said. If
I
they
don't even
black,
know what
save them.
304 is. What's a
And
If they
even
304?
black,
and
save
bro,
them.
in your own
I don't know.
company handbook, where does it say you have to protect all of them?
That's what we do, bro. That's what it says. I'm
No
just
matter
saying.
what, even when they're wrong, even when
Look,
they just can't
wrong.
get right.
You protect from when somebody is wrong. You protect them by showing them the right way. It's just like the way I'm
Oh
talking to y'all.
wow.
Hey, bro, 60 years.
Look,
These
look.
women ain't listening to you, Super Mike. They ain't listening to you, bro.
Oh, well,
They doing
actually,
their own thing, bro.
well, there's a lot of evidence that shows otherwise, bro.
No, bro, it
Like
doesn't. The empirical
yes,
evidence
yes.
shows what we're saying is true, bro. Stop making your
Actually,
own facts, man. No,
no,
your
no,
feelings,
no,
your
no,
feelings don't trump
no,
facts, Super Mike.
no,
They
no,
don't,
no,
man.
no, no.
Bro, I
You wouldn't even be
understand,
able
bro.
to.
I
You
understand, bro. You got that
no.
effeminate side to you. You want to
Well,
protect
yeah,
all strags.
that's
You
right.
can't,
Yes,
Super Mike. You
I'm
can't,
going to
bro.
protect them, bro. I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry about that,
can't.
and that's fine.
But
Listen,
hey,
Can, can,
your
can you say
feelings,
that?
bro,
Wait,
are what
wait,
they
wait,
are.
Trey, shit, bro. Can you say that part? You're gonna do what, Mike?
listen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to teach. This is what we have. We teach what's called poor righteous teachers, bro. And
Okay.
all you do is
Shout out to
it is
Trenton,
the
New Jersey.
duty.
Shout
It
out to
is,
PRT, Trenton, New Jersey.
listen. It is the duty of the educated to teach the uneducated. It's the duty of the civilized to teach the uncivilized. That's one of our
Black women
teachers.
are uncivilized, and black men need to
No,
civilize them.
Hey,
no,
y'all hear that?
no,
Sisters, y'all hear that?
no,
No,
no.
this is why
You
I
you
like the
too.
NOI. I
No,
like
no,
the
no.
NOI on certain
Actually,
SJC
levels.
was
Like,
right.
no, right now I'm considering you two uncivilized. But that's
Oh,
why I'm being
oh,
patient
because we ain't capable for dysfunctional women. We're
because
uncivilized.
no,
you're
I'm
No,
not
bro.
uncivilized. I'll take that rap. I'm definitely
no,
uncivilized. I'm a fucking
no,
savage.
no, because there's a certain role for the man to play, and the man should be trustworthy to his woman. You shouldn't have to shout at her. She should
So
come
his
at
own,
you
you're
for help.
trustworthy to your own women. Why are you trying to save all these other 304s then? If you're responsible to
Well,
your own women, bro, your own arguments don't make any sense.
well, they do make sense if you would
They make sense to
listen.
you, bro,
But
because your logic is
no,
circular like a woman.
no, they make sense to people who understand society and nation building.
Oh, the
Okay, right
dysfunctional
now, what
women,
you're
the
dealing with,
dysfunctional women that you are freaking up here trying to save. That's who.
dysfunction, what you consider dysfunctional can be made functional, and
Oh, okay. Bro, they ain't
that's
listening
what the
to you.
job of
I
a
got 60 years of evidence to show that they ain't listening to you, Super Mike. You might want to try to
well
go down a different route, bro.
Well, we got more than 60 years, bro. That shows that they are. Okay, and that's enough.
Oh my
And
bad.
that's more
We
than
we've
enough.
been slaves for 400 years. We've been oppressed by the white
Well,
man.
well, well, listen, we
You
got to
think
give
that's not
Mike a
true?
little bit of due, though. Listen, within the NOI,
You
right?
think that's not
Within the
true?
confines of the NOI, yes, I would argue the women are not out of control, but you got to
The-
keep them within the confines of the NOI.
Well, no, because the people who accept and believe in in the process, they can go wherever the hell they want to go. They're
No,
all
no,
over the world.
I say that meaning that the NOI is a whole culture unto itself, and despite your waffling right now, the NOI actually does have rules about how you deal with things. So that's the problem
Well,
in the black community. We don't have
well,
rules about how to deal with shit. More often than not, the man's wrong and the woman gets protected. That's the deal.
well,
Yeah,
well,
there is.
David, go ahead, speak. Okay,
Yeah, I
David,
just
okay, go ahead. I thought you was gonna hold up, but go ahead, speak.
no, I was going to say that is part of the problem because we're all over the place as far as how to treat women and how women supposed to interact with men. It's all over the place. So when you see stuff like that, just this whole discord kind of proves that, you know. And the fact that Sheila had to come up here and say, "Hey, I wasn't disrespected" and all that, but we all assumed that because we just that's our personal feeling. Because if a man talks to a woman a certain kind of way, he wasn't being disrespectful. He just said his opinion on something. They agreed, but then other people go in and not ask. They don't ask the person, hey sis, were you disrespected? Was something? Did he say something that was out of pocket? If she said no, then hey, that's where we're supposed to leave it at that. No, we just jump in the fire, and you don't even know if the woman was wrong or the man is wrong. We just automatically assume the man is wrong until the until it's proven that he was in the right, and that I think is the problem. You can't have a situation where uh we just automatically assume the man's wrong in these situations. You have to be you when you have time, I guess, in situations, you do need to ask questions. This was a panel. She could have easily asked Sheila what was going on, and then go from there, and then not give tell her how she's supposed to feel about something. That's another thing. How you gonna tell me how to feel about something? I'm my own person, and that's why said that we kind of treat women at times like these weak-willed individuals that can't think on their own and can't have their own opinions. It's like we do it on one situation where we're trying to tell these guys, well, you can't treat women like this. But on the same token, we do it the other way where, okay, they can't interact with men by themselves without us getting in the way, just being the shield for just no reason. So it's like we gotta, you know, you gotta make a decision on that. Either are they equal in the sense of they can talk with us and have their own opinions, or they don't. We're gonna treat them like what is it, like children or something like that, and then we just speak for them, and they don't get involved in these discussions that we have about the community. I mean, we got to make a decision on that. So
Well, I'll give my thoughts on it, and bro, speak is this. I tried that game. It didn't work. I brought my ex along with me. It didn't work out for her. And I played a solo game, bro. And then I decided this. If I'm gonna get with another woman, get married again, which I did, I got with a woman who understands her role. And from a woman from a culture where she understood her role is to be complimentary to me. She has no freaking business in men's business whatsoever. I don't rock with no group. I'm an individual. The people I associate with, who I rock with, believe the same thing. It's that simple. I can't, as a collective, the collective has failed of the community. So I choose not to rock with it. And these arguments, so when I come over here to a space like this, if a woman is out of pocket, I look to the men to check her. I sat back and watched. The only man that was willing to check her was David, and he really didn't even do it hard. But who's back? Everybody jumped down the back of the man that attempted to check her, which is a serious problem in the community. Y'all need to rock with men. If you want this community, the community I grew up in, all black, the men held it down for each other. The women were invisible. You didn't talk to another man's woman because you might lose your life unless you had a specific permission. It's all gone now because women run shit in this whole community. And brothers like myself, I'm like, man, I want no parts of that. I want be around a group of men who chop it up with other men. Like me and BMT can go at each other's head. And guess what? We can come back and chop it up the next day about some army stuff and cool. And then the next day we at each other's head. We don't need our women to come in here and jump behind. Oh man, don't you be talking to my man? No, we handle it as men. And that's all I'm saying is that we need communities of men having these discussions. Women, cool, chime in a little bit, but get back in your place. That's it. And I appreciate you letting me up, BMT.
No, but I want to respond to David what you just said that last time about oh man, what was that last part of the question you were saying? You were saying something about damn. Anyway, it was a different culture. Okay, so this is what I mean. It tied back into what I was saying earlier about this system. The ability to reward and punish in this system is not controlled by people who have your value system, who value you. And this is the reason why we get on panels and we talk about the child support issue. We talk about, the fairness as far as maybe, I don't know, whatever issues that men and women have that have to be decided by a court. Well, and then it seems that maybe the women gets a little bit more deference. They get more resources. They get all of the things that maybe the men are deprived of, or something to that effect. In this system, and I believe that's because we're the people who are controlling that's the system, as far as the rewards and punishment. It's not somebody who cares about your values. So they're not going to give you resources. They're going to deliberately create an imbalance. And that's the reason why, I'm saying what I'm saying. If in order for you to hold your women accountable, you have to create a new system where you can reward and punish. Otherwise, you can't hold them accountable the way you're talking about.
I guess I'll take this as my final thought, and not so much in response to you, because you're not incorrect, but obviously the Amish do it, the Jewish do it, the NY does it to their own degree. It's not so much a system issue; it's a frame of mind issue. It's a cultural issue, because I didn't just describe necessarily racial groups. I'm describing cultures and ethnicities that have their own particular way of doing things. So the real problem isn't, and the real issue shouldn't be addressed in terms of destroying this overall system, because the system is inherently evil to our people, and we are inherently or uniquely affected by this evil system that was built on our blood, sweat, and tears. Like, no, throw all that shit away. Throw all that, even if some of it's true and you can make some cogent arguments halfway through the fucking narrative, like, throw it all away just for the sake of it, because here's why. It doesn't fucking matter. All you have is your life right now while you're on this earth, and what do you do with it every moment of the day? And when it comes to your marriage, your wife, she has the same set of decisions to make. And if the two of you can't agree that, one, just on the general shape of things, because the man is tasked with more and more dangerous responsibilities, the man is given more deference in leadership. All right. So if we can't agree on that from the jump, it's fucked. So we agree on that. Now we move on. He's the leader. He has to bear the burden. He has to take the hits, and he has to bring home the bacon and chase away the bad guys. Yeah, that's the male role in a nutshell. Now, from there, it is still a set of decisions every day to commit to that rule. He has to commit, she has to commit. Now, we're committing to two different sets of activities. We're committing to two different roles. We are committing to opposite sides of the same coin, but you have to commit. If one of you fucks up, both of you fuck up. And that's where we are right now in the system. That's my response. And you guys have a good day. Thanks for having me on the panel.
All right. Okay. Anybody else before I wrap it up?
Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Let me get my final thoughts on. There's a lot of stuff that was going on here.
Yeah, man.
Well, as far as like the cookout thing, of course, we need to vet better, but we also need to be mindful that we're not too critical of each other. And because if we are way too critical, that invites a whole lot of people, other races of people who really don't like you like that. They'll chime in, pretend that they're on your side, and then they really show you who they are. Then you hear them on a different panel saying all kinds of crazy, goofy, sick stuff, and then people be looking at you like you crazy. So I think we do need to be careful of that. As far as the women, I just say, look, it's nothing wrong with protecting women. That's providing and protecting women. That's that's what we're supposed to do. But however, you do need to be mindful of who you're protecting. And when you have time, actually ask that person, do they need the help? Instead of just jumping out there, because you may make a situation worse than what it is. Like this situation just happened a little bit ago. They made a situation that was handled, and they made it worse because they thought that a woman was being disrespected. And you even heard the woman come back and say, "No, I wasn't disrespected." But because we think that women, we're so out of whack with our relationship with women, it's that we're all over the place. We think either that they're too in control or they don't have no control at all. And I think that's another problem with our community, and that with other races of people take advantage of. With that, thank you, B and T, have me on the panel, and y'all have a good one.
No
All
problem.
right, y'all. Well, hey, I'm gonna say this final thing. I appreciate having David and them,
Mhm.
and the other brother. What was the other brother's name?
That's Trey MBD.
Trey
Uh,
and BD. Okay.
if you want to go
Okay.
over there and
Yeah.
have a conversation, then
Yeah.
Trey MBD.
I mean, he challenged me and everything, so that was really good. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I know earlier we was I know y'all were talking about the situation with Trailer and how that was going on and how other groups of people come into the community, pretend cool, and even he was on my channel a couple of times, but even Info called him out when we first started hearing from Trailer. I remember that. But but like somebody said earlier, you do have to give people time to see what event, because sometimes you can know something is a mistake, but you have to have the track record to prove it to everybody, so that everybody realizes on their own accord the best way to get something done. And as far as with the later conversation with the conversation about solving problems in the community and stuff like that, to me that's just a bread and butter conversation. Like, that should be bread and butter, solving problems. It's so many problems we got to solve. Everybody should be talking about at least an aspect of something that's important, and figure out what their solution is to that problem. As far as the the simping stuff, to me, as far as protecting women, black women especially, you get more feminine acting women when you give them that space where they could be they don't have to be defending themselves, because when they have to defend themselves, they are the protector and they have to provide for themselves. So they become masculine in their behavior, because it takes aggression to go out there and get those, and to get what needs to get, get those provisions. And so, and you're going to have a lag, guys. You're going to have a lag. When you first start doing all the protecting, yeah, your woman's still going to be kind of masculine because she's not sure that it's going to last. So there's going to be a lag. So you might have a generation of still women that's, relatively masculine behaving before you have that trust in the community where it's systemic, where, you have a certain different behavior. So, that's the kind of stuff that I just wanted to say. I enjoyed the conversation. You guys were, doing a real good job. So that's it.
I
Thanks,
think
BMT.
there's no problem. Like I said, Mike has been working with me on the sides, passing information, doing different stuff. And I can tell y'all, like, me and Mike have never strayed from the course of talking on how we talk about family and different stuff around other groups and other affiliates. We've never strayed from the course. No, this is how we are. This is what how we are as family men. This is how we are with our children. This is how we are with grassroots. But people don't reveal themselves until what they say behind closed doors. And then that's when you say, that's not how we are. No, that's when you check it. You
Now I'm
never
gonna get off. I'm gonna let you finish it off. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
you finish it off.
go
All
finish
right,
it.
peace.
James, go ahead. Go ahead, James. You want to finish your final thoughts?
No, man, I'm good. I have too many thoughts.
I know
So
that's right, James. I had to
I
give
can
James a
I
whole
can
show.
agree and disagree with so many things that have been said.
Oh, James, I can
If you
really.
don't have any time, if you're busy working, it kind of just if a lot of these people that come on YouTube and have streams on YouTube, they have time. A lot of people don't have that time. My girl doesn't have that time. I don't see her. She works 6 days a week.
Thank.
So
No,
anyway.
the thing about it is, y'all. Listen, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't really go too much into everything, but okay. When I need my peace, when I need my peace, I step out and I deal with all of this: boats, vehicles, cars, houses. You know what I'm saying? And I try to show other races and other groups of people, like, hey, like, black people, we do have stuff. And this is not no type of flex. This is nothing like that. It's just to show that, hey, like, we can do that. We can have. We can build. You know what I'm saying? Um, this I try to show that there are people in our diaspora that are doing that, man. And um, like I said, like, I listen and I keep the accountability sticks going. I'm not out here. I don't try to tell y'all how to do y'all content. If anything, I share y'all content. If anything, I want to talk about, if y'all want to build, like I said, shout out to one of my co-hosts. You know what I'm saying? I see her in the chat. A lot of us had a lot of discussion. But one thing we've never broke from they saying, hey, like, we're out here fighting and competing. I remember when James told me, hey, sub to my channel and let's talk. We started talking. I never try to keep people from having a conversation. And like I said, I don't always agree with everybody that comes on my panel. I don't always agree. I don't always agree with a lot of the people. I've argued with each and every last one of the people on my panel that was up here today. I have argued with each and every one. Yes, even D. I've argued with him at one time. And yet, at the end of the day, we still went right back to conversating. I had a lot of people that were chomping at the bit on the discussion that me and Ruby were talking about Timothy Simpkins. And I love Ruby, but we don't always agree. But we have to set aside our emotions and look at straight facts. Michael, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time when me and Beach were talking about health, but I still respect and I still love Beach. Doug, every last one in the chat at one time, I have butt heads with you on different discussions. And I don't look for a monolithic 100% we are legion bulk. If it was that, I would rather break it. Y'all don't understand. The first time Mahogany met me, Mahogany called me a Dusty. She said, "You are definitely a Dusty." And now we are the closest of friends. Like I said, man, like it takes time, man. Like it takes time. Like like it takes time to get to know people and you vet them as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't like what you see, you move away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Trinity punch each other right in our intellectual jugular. Me and David troll the fuck out of each other. I said, David, go do your own damn channel. David said, all right. Matter of fact, I will. Should have never said that to David. Ain't no stopping him now. Me and Clever Kev, we talked about comics and anime and gaming. Y'all think we always agree about which is the best time machine? We don't. We were just arguing about should men be automatons or should they go try to work shit out with women? That was a huge debate. But literally, like I said, man, I tried. I'm not going to break from my course of trying to have discussions. I'm not going to break from my course of trying to show that, hey, we can have discussions with other groups and other classes of people. Everybody ain't on Struggle Mountain, and everybody in the chat, y'all are not broke and impoverished and less than. I even have whites, Hispanics, Europeans, Arabs, Indians, Hispanic, Jamaicans, Haitians, El Salvadorians, Panamanians. I have people from all walks of life that come here and listen and hear me speak. Jesus Christ, you got 2 channels now? What have I done? If y'all want to know the most infamous financial abortion petition, do y'all want to know where the financial abortion petition started from? It started from my channel. Shout out to my little homie, J.I., my little brother. I said, J.I., go start your petition. J.I. went and started a petition. Who knew people were going to sign his petition? No, listen. I ain't got no what to say. Listen, ain't nothing wrong. Listen, I have a lot of Caribbeans that come on my panel. They're black. I ain't never said they weren't black. What I'm saying is there is no such thing as 120% monolith. There's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can sit down and go talk with my Jamaican friends, and I have my nephew is half Jamaican, half Geechee Gullah. He has different mindsets and hindsights of how he believes in things. But I don't try to dictate him. I say at the end of the day, you're still my nephew. You're still my boy. I treat him like my own son. My niece is half Guam, half Guamanian, and half Geechee. That is still my baby. I would kill for that little girl, and I would kill for my nephew. Those are my children, and I still love them, man. I hold accountability to a T about, hey, Be on your shit and be about your purpose. If motherfuckers want to come at me because of that thing, okay, cool. But I wasn't yesterday. I'm clearing that record straight for a lot of people to hear that again. Yesterday was not BMT's apology video. It was not an apology video. Only thing I said is, hey guys, I was the one that brought him here. But his actions and what he did, that's on him. Just because I tell somebody, hey, come to my channel. We say that all the time. We're content creators. We tell people, hey, why don't you come to my channel? Subscribe to my channel. But if they're saying something that is hurtful and damaging to your content or your chat, you kick them the fuck out of here. Like I said, I know a Jamaican Geechee, boy, oh boy. You should see them go. Them Jamaican Geechees, boy. And there's quite a few of them now. There are some there. I don't know. I never understood how these Jamaican and Geechee kids get around. They is something whole different breed. They a whole different breed, boy. You can't stop them little critters. They'll cook for you and then they'll fight you the next moment. You too, Beach. I love going over to the beach and having a conversation with her. I enjoy the conversation with everyone. I'll see you guys later. Peace.